20 of the allium molly, which are these lovely yellow ones here, and you're getting 20 of the trightlia over here as well. All summer flowering, several months worth of colour that you're getting there. The most important thing is it is absolutely free with purchase. All you have to do is enter the magic key code, which is YGTV41.
There you go.
It'll pop up on the screen down here at varying points throughout the show, but it's very important you enter that code.
And you can also, you know, obviously buy anything from the show, but anything on the YouGarden website to get your order to over £30 and to get that free postage. Now, we love it when you're part of the show. We've made lots of new friends since we've been broadcasting here in our 11-acre nursery. So we're actually live from the YouGarden nursery. You just saw it on the show opener, as we call it, that clip of film. But if you want to be part of the show, if you want to say hello to myself, Shaun Ryan, or the lovely Bex Edwards, then just message us on Facebook Live or on YouTube Live as well. Right, shall we begin?
Yes, and let's begin with one of our new exciting items. I love it when we put together a bundle deal.
Yeah, I do.
First of all, a bundle deal represents incredible value for money because for some reason, I don't know, it's just a lot less than it would be for the individual component parts. And I like the idea that we've kind of taken the hard work out for you. It's really, really simple. And this one is a really beautiful deal.
Yeah, well, we're actually going to give you 2 of these fabulous bird planters. They're really pretty. We actually had a little robin in here earlier.
I know.
Yeah, he's good.
I'm a bit worried he might still be in here somewhere.
Well, if he is, we've got doors. We'll open the doors again.
Doors, it'll be fine.
Yeah, it's really cute.
It's friendly.
It was really friendly.
Every time, honestly.
I think he found a few crumbs from our toast earlier. But anyway, 2 of the planters. You are also going to get 20 litres of our professional premium compost. Yep. That's more than enough to plant up the 2 pots. You probably have a bit extra as well. And 100 of the Narcissi tete-to-tete bulbs as well. If you buy everything individually, it would normally be nearly £44, but we have got an offer on today's show, £21.96.
That's great, isn't it?
It's amazing.
I mean, half price, basically. Nearly £44.
Yeah, well, isn't it? Yeah, your maths is good for Sunday morning. You can see me kind of like pause and stall. I was like, oh yeah, but actually, but it is. It says that on the screen there. Like postage is £6.99. Spend another £9, and you'll get free delivery. So one other item alongside this, and you will get free delivery. So Bex, let's talk about the planters. So these are really decorative. Aren't they?
I love these planters.
They're really cute.
They are absolutely gorgeous. I love that additional decorative item you've got in here. These just clip into place. By the way, you can see I can take one end out, and then that just clips back into the holes that are there.
So if you don't like that feature, then just have them as a regular pot.
Just take it off, and you can have it as a regular pot. It is made of plastic. I love that. You'll find that a lot of our pots that we bring you, they are made of plastic, but they're made of UV stabilised, frost-resistant plastic. They've all got lovely decorative finishes on them, and the benefits of these plastic planters is that they are, they're lighter weight, so it means it's much easier for you to move around your garden. They are, because of the UV stabilisation and the frost resistance, it does mean that they are going to last you a long time. They are designed to last for many, many years.
And they don't actually, the technology now is so good in the manufacturing that they don't actually look plastic.
No, they don't. They really do look like expensive items, but they aren't at all. They're, as I said, this bundle deal is a very cost-effective way of buying this, but you're getting everything you need in here to have 2 beautiful planting bundles.
And shall we show you the bulbs? Because they're actually a really good size. Narcissi, tete-a-tete. All of those are size 8 to 10. Yeah, so look at them. They're really good, aren't they?
Yeah, there's really good quality control when it comes to, everything here. Excuse me, not just the bulbs, but you can see the quality of those. Every single one of these is going to turn into a beautiful tete-a-tete narcissus for you. And the tete-a-tete is that lovely dwarf variety. Oh, look how pretty they are. I do love the dwarf daffodils, actually.
These are my actual favourites. And they only get, my joint favourites, they only actually get to about up to 10 inches in height.
Yeah, they're not big.
No, so they're a really nice compact one. And that makes them ideal for, obviously, these planters, but ideal for hanging baskets, fronts of beds and borders. They are wonderful.
I adore these ones. And the thing is, you're getting 100 bulbs in here. So you've got more than enough to fill both of these
you
pots
really have.
and then some more. So you're going to have more of these bulbs left over for you to put wherever you want to. As Shaun said, maybe in the top of hanging baskets, maybe in your beds and borders, maybe you've got some other pots that need filling. You're getting more than enough for this particular deal and then some as well.
I tell you what, the value there is really good.
So good.
I mean, bear in mind, you get all of your premium professional compost as well.
Yeah, and I think what a lovely gift to give to somebody as well, you know. This would actually, if you're looking, if somebody's got a birthday or they've just moved into a home or, I don't know, you're looking to buy them a gift at some point over the next 3-4 weeks, this is a lovely gift to get them because you've got them everything that they need to then create 2 beautiful plant bundles.
And just looking at those displays,
Yeah,
they're
really
going to be
nice.
absolutely amazing, seriously. We think they're going to be really busy tonight, or today, actually tonight, this morning rather.
Have you been to bed, Shaun?
Do you know, I actually had a really good night's sleep. Yeah, I did, yeah. Just... sometimes it takes a while for my brain to work on a Sunday morning, but that is brand new. I don't want you to pay the postage. So if you spend an extra, you know, £8 and a few pence, you will get free delivery. So do have a look and obviously, you know, try and watch the whole show, but I'm sure you can get your order to £30 and you will get free P&P. Don't forget, we've kept that offer for this fabulous Sunday. And I tell you what, we really have just got so many wonderful items to show you and to share with you this show. And we are with you till, say, 2 o'clock this afternoon.
Yes,
but
we are.
Something else brand new. I know this is the bottle brush plant.
Yeah, there's a reason it's called the
Well,
bottle
yeah.
brush plant, isn't there? When you see those flowers that are on there, you can absolutely see the reason why.
And it is amazing, this is still flowering. We're into October, but obviously we've had a really mild autumn and this is still flowering. But this is a real taste of the Mediterranean, but hardy, of course.
But half hardy.
-5?
On this one. Yeah, about -5. It's definitely one that you're probably going to want to, certainly this year, just wrap with a fleece or do something with. I used to think it was really complicated, but it's actually really simple to do, isn't it? But it is evergreen. So you do have these luscious leaves on here all year round. As you said, Shaun, it is a bit unusual for this to still be in flower because this is summer flowering. It's normally June, July, August time that you will get the flowers on here. But, you know,
well,
the climate at the moment, we just don't know what's happening, do we?
Sort of, I mean, nowadays you almost hesitate to say when things will flower because it varies so much, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does. I mean, whenever we say when something's flowering, it's a usual flowering time. But, it does depend on weather conditions and where you live in the country. And sometimes there's always an exception to the rule, isn't there?
And I know that we are clearing stock of this today, so that you've got an amazing price of only £14.99. But I think the flowers are so unusual, aren't they?
They're so unusual, and that's why this one's
great.
actually quite an amazing plant to have, because you'll often hear us talk about specimen plants. You know, there are certain things that are eye-catching that you would have in your garden, in your display, to be that showstopper, that one that when people come to your garden, they ask you about. And I think this is one of them, because people are going to look at that and think that it's unreal, because they don't look real, do they?
No.
You can totally see, though, where that name comes from, the bottle brush plant. It's bright pink as well, and I really like that vivid colour that you get from these.
I've always loved these, and I've had a couple for many, many years. One thing I did forget to mention, you probably noticed on the screen, it says join our discount club.
Yes, let's do that.
And save 10%. Now, our discount club is brilliant. It's on offer at the moment, so it's either £5 for the year on auto renewal or £10 for just a one-off year membership. But by joining today, you could save 10% off every plant and accessory. The accessory includes the compost, by the way, so you'd save nearly £2.50 on the compost alone that's coming up. 5% off every outdoor living and gifts order. You'll also get, and this is great, you get £20 of YouGarden vouchers that you can use throughout the year. You can use one of those every 3 months. So that's, to me, that's almost like getting £20 cash back, and you'll also receive exclusive offers, competitions and expert advice as well. So brilliant if you join the club today. We're only talking about £5. That auto renewal, by the way, you can cancel at the end of the 12 months. So I would definitely go for that option. It's, you know, it's £5 less and you get all the same benefits. But if you did want to just go for the 1 year membership, that is £10 as a one-off payment. I do look, we're club members.
I'm a club member.
Yes, I'm in the club.
Love it. I love the discount. I love the extra money I get to spend with those vouchers on there. So, I mean, we definitely want to make the tagline for YouGarden is gardening for everyone, isn't it? And, you know, we know that gardening can get expensive because we love it so much and we spend all our money on plants. So being able to get those discounts for me as I shop throughout the year, that is going to be amazing.
I get a real kick when I place an order and I see all those extra. Yeah, it's brilliant. So yeah, we'd love it if you would join the club today. I know we've got over 40,000 members, and hundreds of you have joined the club since we've started broadcasting here from our ginormous potting shed. You can't stop feeling those flowers, can you?
They're so soft.
Yeah, they look like they'd be spiky, but they're not.
No, they're not. They're very, very soft. It's a very tactile plant for sure. And actually, look, you can see how it's not delicate. Those aren't falling off or coming away, are they? It is beautiful. It's a low maintenance plant as well. There's very little that you need to do to this. It's definitely a sun lover. It's one that you're going to want to put in as sunny a position as you possibly can. It is actually also drought tolerant once it gets established. So this is quite a valuable one for us to have in our garden. You see, you've got these.
I've got a couple of them.
And you have a very exposed garden, don't you?
Yeah, but I'll be honest, I do keep mine in pots.
Do you? Okay, so you can move them.
Yeah, I mean, I keep my eye on them. If I know it's going to be really cold, I'll pop them inside the greenhouse.
Right.
I didn't have a greenhouse last year, so I popped in the garage because it's got a window.
Yeah.
But, you know, it depends where you live. You know, obviously, if you live in Scotland, it's going to be very different from if you live in Brighton.
Yeah,
you know?
of course.
But they are hardy to -5, so...
Yeah, hardy to -5. They're not going to be one you have too much of a problem with at all. Royal Horticultural Society have given them their badge of perfect for pollinators, as that video is showing you right there. Look,
that's a happy bee.
Lovely little bumblebee happily flying around here. So this has loads of benefits for you in your garden. Specimen plant, drought tolerant, perfect for pollinators, easy to look after. This one ticks a lot of boxes.
And hello to our regulars, by the way.
Good morning.
Yeah, Neil's watching.
Morning, Neil.
Morning, Neil.
You're not sneakily watching whilst at work today. That's always the fun thing, isn't it?
And lots of viewers on YouTube. So yeah, it's great to be with you. Now let's just pop over here because.
Oh yes, of course.
Our best-selling product here at the YouGarden Nursery is our premium professional compost. And do you know, I'm down to my last bag actually, so I do need to order some more.
Order mine.
Yeah.
I've got all my bulbs to plant out. I need to place that order today.
I've got loads to do.
I've got so much to do.
But I'm only working a couple of days next week, so I've got a bit of time. This is our top-selling product at YouGarden, and we have got 100 litres, 2 bags of 50 for £24.98. And I know a lot of you already know this compost and you swear by it, but we always get brand new viewers. So can we go through exactly what's in here, Bex?
Yeah, let's talk about those ingredients because they are absolutely incredible, and it's these ingredients that really do make a difference to, you know, our gardening ability and our plants' lives, no matter what we're planting in them. Now look, as you can see, I've just balled that up. Let's just see as I barely touched that. You can really see the texture of this compost, and that is really vitally important. Obviously that texture is made up by the ingredients, and I'll go through those, but let's talk about the importance of that texture, because you've done it yourself where you've opened you've run out and you've nipped down to the garden centre or to the garage and you've grabbed a bag, basically whatever's on offer, and you open it up and it's thick and it's stodgy and it's claggy and it smells horrible.
I once bought a bag and it was literally black and so wet.
Yeah.
It smelt really unhealthy. I've also in the past, I remember buying a bag of compost and it wasn't composted enough. There was lots of massive big twigs in it.
Really big chunks in there. That really annoys me as well, because you end up picking all those bits out, don't you?
Have you ever bought it where it's got a bit of like fungus stuff going on? It's a bit white and funny. But ours, it always looks and smells like this.
It's so fresh. The smell of it is absolutely glorious. It's so soft and lovely. And as we say, this texture is vitally important. The texture, the lightness, the airiness of it, it allows roots to get in here. It allows them to spread. If the roots can spread, then you end up getting the strongest root structure possible. And this is really important when it comes to growing the biggest, best plants, possible. When it comes to the best bumper fruits or crops. When it comes to dealing with all the crazy differing weather conditions that we have, or if there are any pests and diseases that might be around. Obviously the plant that's strongest, that's healthiest, is going to be able to deal with those more, isn't it?
Yeah, and I just know that you will get far better results, generally speaking, whatever you're growing. We say from seeds right the way through to trees, and everything that's been potted up or grown on our nursery here has been grown in our premium professional compost.
Yeah.
Hundreds of great 5-star reviews. In fact, over the years we've had thousands of 5-star reviews on our premium professional compost, so we would love you to try it today. And if your basket is not quite at £30, get your compost in there, and then remember, once you get over £30, the whole order will be delivered absolutely free of charge. But it's weird when you open up that compost, it does just feel so healthy, doesn't it?
It feels healthy.
It's so
it
good.
Smells healthy. We always make a joke about how I want to curl up in it and go to sleep in it because it is so soft and gorgeous. Honestly, and it's got some of the best ingredients. A fertiliser in there, slow release fertiliser. We've got lime to balance out the pH. We've got 3 different types of peat that makes up less than 50% of the volume. We've got composted wood fibre in there, a wetting agent, all made specifically to a recipe, which means that it will always be the best quality compost every time you order it. It is delivered in regularly to the nursery here, ready to come out to you. It's not been sat on pallets in bags for months and months on end.
I love it. I really do. I'm down to my last bag, so I will be placing an order at the end of today. Now, we're going to move on to our top-selling plans of this month, and it's the incredible Pansy Cool Wave. It's on offer today. It's a buy one, get one free. Don't forget, you've got to put the offer code in, which is YGTV41. That will unlock all of the great offers that are available. But it's buy £10, get... Not pants.
No, don't buy... We're not selling pants,
We're
Shaun, not today. That's a totally different channel.
We're selling
Different
plants.
show entirely.
We're selling plants. Oh dear, great plants. Oh dear, I'm in a right giddy mood this morning. So this is the Pansy Cool Wave. Now, on a serious note, we do not know any other pansy that performs as well as this. It will flower for up to 9 months of the year. That's because that would take us maybe even to May, wouldn't it?
Yeah, maybe even into June, depending on the weather, obviously. These are absolutely incredible.
Look at those roots.
I put out my hanging baskets last week. Oh my word, you should see them already. Just within a week, they are looking so much bigger and better. These are garden ready, the plants that we are talking to you about today, and that's what we mean by garden ready. They have a really strong root structure on them already. You don't need to pot them on or grow them on. You don't need to put them in your greenhouse.
No.
You can plant these out right now.
Now, I bought mine about 3 weeks ago.
Oh yeah, you brought yours.
Yeah, and I did.
Oh,
do you know what? When I planted them in my greenhouse, and I did a video of me planting them. If you want to follow me on social media, it's Shaun, S-H-A-U-N, Ryan, presenter and plant man.
I am Bex, with an X, Edwards, my garden on Facebook and Instagram.
So
we
I
both
mean,
do videos regularly, you see, talking about this place and our own gardens.
But I'll be honest, when I planted it, you see the pot it's in, it's a little bit too big for the white pot. I remember saying on the video, I said, oh, it won't matter in a few weeks, you won't even see it. And pretty much, look. But that's how they gently cascade. I mean, that is literally three weeks ago, that just had three little plants stuck in the middle. I've overplanted it, to be honest.
And that's just going to get better as well. It's going to get fuller. It's going to cascade even more because with your Pansy Cool Wave, they will cascade up to 40 centimetres. So this potentially is going to come at least halfway down the pot, if not a little bit more. It's going to look absolutely beautiful.
I mean, when you say that's only 3 weeks, and we're already...
How many did you put in there, do you think?
I put 3 in.
Right.
I could have got away with 2.
Right. I think you could have got away with 1.
I probably could have.
If you were a bit more patient, but you're not a patient gardener, are you?
Well, no, I wanted it to look good straight away. But you can see how they gently cascade. And honestly, in a few more weeks, that will be just a mass of flowers.
It'll look amazing.
Yeah. But it's stunning, isn't it? I just put all the purple ones together, but you've got a whole mixture of colours in yours today.
Yeah, it's a big mix of colour that you're getting in here. And they are winter hardy plants. Obviously, these are pansies, but they're the best pansies. Please don't mistake those with other pansies out there. These are the Pansy Cool Wave, and these are going to outperform any other pansy that we know of.
And it's the best-selling plant this month here on YouGarden. We have got ready-made hanging baskets of these coming up a little bit later on. Again, you can just look on our website, you'll find them. But honestly, if you want a pansy that will truly perform, that's been incredibly well bred, this is one to go for. And you can see that as these get bigger and stronger, you will just get such a mass of flowers that you barely even see the foliage on those.
That's exactly right, yeah. I mean, you want to deadhead it occasionally, and it's dead easy to do that. You just go out and pull off the faded flowers, and that's going to really, really help you to then encourage more of those Pansy Cool Wave flowers to come through. They really are a vigorous grower, a vigorous trailer, and they will look stunning in your pots and gardens, in your hanging baskets, no matter where you put them. And also, you can even put these into your borders as well.
Yeah.
Just because it's a trailing plant doesn't mean it has to go into a pot
No, it
or a
could
hanging basket.
creep along, couldn't it?
Yeah, it gives you great ground cover.
Now, if you want to get some ready-made hanging baskets with Panzer Cool Wave, YouGarden Nursery has done all of the work for you here. And you can get 2 today for $29.98. You're actually saving £20 on these. Now look, you're a couple of pence short of the free delivery, so you just need to find one other item to pop in your basket, and then that $6.99 postage will be removed. So do bear that in mind. But do you know what? Sometimes, I mean, I love gardening. I'm a very, a very competent gardener. Same with Bex, we love gardening, but sometimes you just don't have the time to do everything, do you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm running out of time.
I'm running
out of time. So yeah, my friend actually was talking to her yesterday. She wants some hanging baskets. She just doesn't have the time. She can't be bothered, basically. So she was asking me, what do I need? I was like, I've got exactly the thing for you, and it's these. So these are what she's going to be buying.
And they look magnificent. And do you know those wicker baskets that they're in, the rattan type baskets? What would you pay just for those alone? You can use those year after year after year.
Yeah.
But if you want, all the hard work done, they are heavy. I'm struggling to hold this. But that £6.99 postage will be taken off when you add one other item to your basket. They are heavy, those, aren't they?
They're awesome, honestly.
They're amazing.
They look amazing right now, but they're just going to keep getting better and keep getting better. And they're going to run for you all the way through those winter months, right the way through to May, to have glorious colour, beautiful scent. This is what you need.
Cool. Now, I mentioned that you're just a few pence away from getting free delivery. We've got the most affordable item on the show coming up next. So again, try and get to that £30, then you'll get free postage and packaging. But one of the ways of doing it, if you're just a few pounds short, is to go for our Primula Pretty Polly Blushing Peach Mix. I think these are stunning, don't you?
These are absolutely
They're
beautiful.
So
We're in love with these. If you add these to your basket with those hanging baskets, you're actually spending 50 pence less, aren't you?
Yeah, because your £6.99 postage
£6.99 postage comes off, and this is only £6.49.
Yeah, good thinking.
So you're actually 50 pence.
You are on the ball this morning, Bex, isn't she? She's on fire.
Got a good night's sleep. Even if you didn't really want these, it's better to do this than pay the postage on there and just give these to somebody else. However, how can you not want these? Because these are absolutely stunning, aren't they? Primulas, we love them. They, again, give us that lovely winter colour, spring. Honestly, they are fantastic plants, and because they're woodland plants as well, and they actually quite like a bit of shade, these are very, very valuable.
And I'm just looking at they're almost like mini roses there. These are doubles, of course, but the contrast of that delicate yellow with the delicate pink is wonderful. And these are big, established, ready-to-go plug plants. So straight in the ground or straight in a pot or hanging basket.
Yeah.
Looking at the roots there, they're really, really established, aren't they?
Very, very healthy plants, absolutely. Yes, you can put these into the ground, underneath bushes, underneath trees. They'll be really good for those shady areas, or in a pot on their own. I would suggest these need a bit of a focal point, and don't mix them up with your other primulas and things, because the colour that you're getting with the Pretty Polly Blushing Peach is just so pretty. It looks like roses, as you said, miniature roses, but it looks like, I was saying last week, it looks like icing on a cake. It wouldn't look out amiss on a wedding cake, would it, that? I think it looks absolutely beautiful.
They're really pretty, and they'll come back year after year. They will die down a bit in the sun months. They don't like it when it's hot. They're a bit like me. I struggle in the sun. But they will come back year after year, and they will develop into clumps that you can divide and get even more of these as the years go on. Philip's just messaged. Good morning, Philip.
Good morning, Philip.
He's just bought the compost to get his basket over £30.
Well done, Philip. You're listening. Congratulations.
And Elaine, I think she's our number one fan, isn't she?
I think she is.
Yeah, she's up there.
Elaine, she's definitely up there.
Good morning to you, Elaine.
Good morning.
Lovely to see you, Zephyr. Right, so the Pretty Polly Blushing Peach, 3 plug plants, £6.50 you're saving today, 480866. They're really
gorgeous.
pretty. Yeah.
Love that.
But we have got, look, who doesn't like, and I don't use this word very often, but who doesn't like a bit of a bargain? And when I say bargain, the deal that's coming up next is just ridiculous. How many bulbs, Bex?
300 bulbs.
300. And what's the price?
£9.99.
What's that per bulb?
4 pence, less than.
I know. It's good maths this morning.
And if you use that code YGTV41, you're actually going to get 360 bulbs, because when you enter that code, we will automatically add in another pack of bulbs, some different as well, 60 bulbs absolutely free, which then brings the price per bulb down even further.
Yeah, so, you know, it's just ridiculous.
Totally.
And do you know what? In this collection, I mean, my word, you've got some absolute favourites. So, Ali and Molly.
Yeah, Ali and Molly we've got. That's this lovely yellow one here. So that is 40 centimetres in height, flowering May, June time.
80 of those.
Wowzer.
What's your next favourite, Bex?
You keep asking me my favourite. I can't pick favourites. It's like picking a favourite child.
Well, shall we do the Allium next to it then?
All right, let's do Allium Neapolitanum. That is these globe-shaped ones here. These are going to reach about 40 centimetres in height. Again, flowering May, June time.
And you get 50 of those. So they're slightly later spring flowering. You recognise the tulips?
Lovely. We're getting a mixture of these. These are the Tulip Triumph mix. They're going to be flowering for you, obviously, April, May time. Classic, sturdy, 50 centimetre height approximately.
And you're going to get 30 of those. A lovely mix.
Lovely. Should we go down to these ones?
So we've got our crocus, of course, there. You get 15 of those.
They're going to be our earliest flowering ones, about February, March time, reaching about 20 centimetres in height.
And then one of my absolute favourites next to those, we have got
our lovely little daffs.
Yep.
So March, April time, these are going to flower for you, about 20 centimetres in height, and we're getting
15 of those.
There you go.
They're the Marie Curie diamond collection, by the way.
Lovely.
Then we have got the grey hyacinths, or muscari, as it's
I do love
muscari.
They just keep coming back. They're so reliable every single year. You constantly get those, and they multiply and multiply. Very reliable. Nice height on them as well. What are we talking about? 15 centimetres on those?
Yeah, they're quite
but
small.
They spread nice, don't they?
They really do. They spread very quickly, actually. And what I like about them, they're pretty resilient to like bad weather. You know, I'm not being funny, but some bulbs, if it's particularly windy, wet, snowy, they might suffer, but these just, the structure of them, they seem to stand up.
They stay upright, don't they? Really good.
And then one final one.
Iphion, that's these ones over here. March, April, maybe into May time, these are going to flower for you.
They're really pretty. I've only grown them once before, but they're really sweet.
I don't think I've ever grown Iphion. I don't think I have, but
they're really nice.
They're so pretty. Star-shaped, lovely shades of blue and purple in there. They're scented, reaching about 20-25 centimetres in height.
I mean, again, if you're trying to get your basket up to £30, you're saving £20 on this today. The value is phenomenal. I mean, look at the quality of the bulbs. I'm not, we are talking again. Outstanding quality. I don't even know how Peter and the team, Peter's our head gardener here at YouGarden, I don't know how he's managed to get this kind of a deal.
I know, it is absolutely incredible. I mean, they're all individually packaged like that. There is one big bag that they come in. We've taken them out of the big bag, but they're all labelled. You can see through the bags as well, so you can see the quality of the bulbs. Months worth of colour you're getting here, February right the way through till June. It will transform a garden. You can use them as cut flowers. They're ridiculously easy to grow, winter hardy, and this is a value for money item. You are getting so much for your hard-earned pounds.
I would definitely pop that in your basket. And do you know what? Even if you've got spare pots, just put some of the bulbs in pots, and then I tend to do a lot of that, and then just spread them around the garden. Give them away as gifts.
I think just spreading them around the garden is a beautiful thing. Or I do like the idea of giving living gifts.
Same here.
This is a wonderful Christmas present because you could actually get the pot, plant it up with the compost. You could put a ribbon around it. I know it'll look weird to start with. You're giving somebody a pot full of dirt, but then they are going to see those pop up in the spring, and they will have them every year. Every year they will look at them and think of you.
God, well, I think they're going to. Well, they have been one of the top sellers this week. We've still got some stock available. They're only £9.99. 630050. Now I've got a cat called Teddy, a naughty cat called Teddy. So he's naughty already, but apparently he's going to go wild with an Nabita.
I know, I really like the idea of this.
So it's a natural catnip, this one, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's known as catmint. Apparently cats absolutely adore this, basically. So
I've just got to see, I've just got to see the reaction.
I love the idea of it.
So what's he going to do, just kind of roll around in it,
sniff
it?
So I was reading up about this, and I think it's fascinating. So people that grow this love it, by the way, because it's got the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit. It's a really good performer for you.
Yeah, you don't need to have a cat.
You don't have to have a cat. You know, it'll flower sort of all through the summer. It gives you late flowers as well, right the way through to October time. It's wildlife friendly. It's scented. It likes a sunny position, but it'll deal with part shade. You know, it reaches a nice height and spread, 60 by 60 centimetres, so a couple of feet by a couple of feet. So really, really, you know, awesome ticks in the boxes as far as this plant is concerned. But when it comes to cats, I was reading about it because they love it so much. They go and roll around in it. And I just think that's awesome. Yeah. So I was reading some people put like stakes in the ground where it is to just detract from the cat completely destroying the plant. But I mean, if you've got a cat, what a lovely little thing for them to have.
I might try it.
Plus, it is absolutely beautiful. It's long flowering. It's low maintenance. It's going to be attractive to all kinds of wildlife, butterflies, hummingbirds, and it's a winter hardy perennial coming back for you year after year. Love that idea.
And have you noticed, if you buy one today, and this has been another top seller, you get 2 absolutely free of charge.
Yeah, so we've got 3 plants here for you in those lovely 9 centimetre pots. This is where that code there comes in really handy, because that's the code you need to put in. When you put one of these in your basket and then you put that code in, we automatically add the other 2. Don't put 3 in your basket, just put 1 in and put that code in, and the other 2 will magically appear.
But I know all you regulars, you know how important it is to use the offer code, and we have an exclusive different offer code every week here on YouGarden TV. But I love the cat aspect of that. But don't we? You know, so if you haven't got a cat, maybe don't even, not be funny, not all gardeners love cats, and we know why. So it's just a lovely plant in its own right, isn't it?
It's a gorgeous plant in its own right. I mean, for all of those reasons that I talked about. It's long flowering, it's low maintenance, it's beautiful, it's got a gorgeous scent to it. Yeah, it's lovely.
Now I live. Some of you'll know, but I moved 3 years ago to a new build house, I moved to basically have a bigger garden. So moved into a new house, and I literally just had mud surrounding the house. That was it, and a few of the original trees, but only a handful. So it's been quite difficult because of weeds. Yeah. And a lot of new builds do suffer this, because you've got all the ground's been, obviously dug over, and there were weeds literally everywhere. So ground cover plants have been really important for me, and this has been brilliant.
Yeah, it's an awesome one.
Yeah, it's a great ground cover.
Awesome ground cover you're getting with this one, and plus you're getting, it's 10 included here, isn't it? Yeah. So you're getting 10 of these garden-ready plants. Irigaron gives you such a long flowering season. April, all the way through to now, all the way through to October. Mine's still looking great. Still looking great at the moment. I'm going to try and dig one of these out for you. Bear with me. Because these are garden ready, and that's what I want to show you here.
Look at these.
Those are very, very garden ready. You can see the quality of the roots, really good root structure going on. Plant these into your garden, into any of the gaps that you have got, and what you will end up with is the most beautiful sea of blossom. Yeah. And that is what we call it.
That name is so apt, because it literally is that. And you get all different shades of whites and the pinks there, the dark pinks, the light pinks, but it is such a low maintenance plant as well. I mean, I've literally done nothing with mine all summer. I don't even know if I fed it. I might have fed it once.
I definitely fed it on my way around feeding all the others.
But it didn't get an extra meal or anything.
No, it was accidental feed, basically. But it's drought tolerant once it gets established. It doesn't need mollycoddling. You can deadhead it, and I probably would encourage you to. Not that I did, but don't do what I did. Actually go around and deadhead it. You'll get even more flowers from it. It's tolerant of soil types, like it'll grow pretty much anywhere. It'll even grow in cracks in paving if you want to do that. Great, actually, on a gravel, garden. That would be lovely to sort of cover those areas.
Honestly, it's just such a hard work. It's so easy. If you have never grown it, order yours today, because they are a half price offer at just £7.49, and that's 410120. If you have just joined us, by the way, a very good morning. Yes, welcome to YouGarden TV.
We're just bumping into each other.
Bumped into each other. I was reaching for the hbiscuits. Bex looked like she was reaching for me. This is our hibiscus that we've got for you next. If you just joined us, lovely to have your company. We're live, obviously, on YouGarden TV. Loads of great deals, but Bex and I were talking earlier about hibiscus, and there are some amazing varieties of hardy hibiscus now available in the UK. This is called the chiffon lavender. I think this is one of the most beautiful we have ever seen. Yeah, just try to open that flower, Bex. Go on. You can do it. They're just coming out. Now, hibiscus is... oh, there you go. It is a late flower, so this is great for late summer and early autumn. I mean, look, I know... it's just breathtaking, isn't it?
It's so pretty.
Isn't it?
It's one of the chiffon hibiscus. And chiffon hibiscus have those gorgeous double flowers. As you can see inside there, you've got that double flower thing going on in there. And then the outer ones as well. They look like tissue paper.
Yeah,
they look delicate, but they're really not. Honestly, this is that late flower, as Shaun was saying. So this is not a delicate flowerer. It starts flowering in June time. It continues through the summer months and into October. It's still flowering now, and this will just keep getting bigger and better as long as you put it in full sun position. It definitely wants sun. Please don't try and shoehorn this into a shady area.
Gorgeous.
It will not give you the flowers, and this is what you're buying this for. It's for those beautiful exotic looking flowers.
And what I will say is, don't panic when it comes to springtime, because quite often these are very slow to come back into leaf. It's one of the last, in fact, it was the last thing in my mum's garden to come back into leaf, and hers really didn't start flying till end of July this year. It was good, but it's still going now. You know, so late summer, early, autumn. Deciduous, it will lose its leaves in the winter time, but it will come back bigger and stronger year after year, and they are stunning. And there are some hibiscus. I was out on a cruise a few weeks ago. I'm not allowed to mention it anymore, but there are some hibiscus varieties out there that are not hardy. This is fully hardy, and that brings us to our lifetime guarantee as well. So if we ever show you something that is winter hardy, and this is, it comes with a lifetime guarantee.
It does indeed.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
I mean, it's incredible peace of mind and confidence that you can have in shopping with YouGarden, because that lifetime guarantee is what we say is a lifetime guarantee whenever there is a winter hardy plant. So if it fails to thrive, if it fails to do what we say after you've looked after it and done what you're supposed to, if it still doesn't survive, all you need to do is get in touch with us here at YouGarden, get in touch with customer services. They will replace it for you free of charge. They just ask that you cover the postage cost to get it out to you.
Which is brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, and they really do mean it. And there's very few people actually that take advantage of that lifetime guarantee, because it's just not needed because of the quality of the plants that we provide.
Now again, postage is $6.99 on this. It's one of the bigger, heavier items, but you will not have to pay any postage if you get your order to over £30. So even if you add your compost to the order, some pots, we've got loads of pots on the show, anything else you want on the YouGarden website, get it in your basket, spend over £30, and you will get free delivery as well. YGTV41, don't forget, is the offer code today to get your free summer bulbs and any of the other amazing offers that we have got on the show today. But it's lovely to be with you. We love our Sunday shows. I know a lot of you missed gardening on a Sunday, so we are back every Sunday now, 10 until 2. And we have got some big plans for next year as well.
So many big plans for next year, for a variety of things, but certainly YGTV, YouGarden TV. We're here to stay.
We are.
We're going to keep bringing you shows.
We are, we love being here in the nursery working with YouGarden. It's an absolute dream job. But we're really proud as well. I think it's really important to be proud of what you do in life, and we're really proud to bring you this.
I shout about this to everybody.
I do. This quality of plants, and the great customer service that YouGarden offer. And right now we have got a double up deal on our Wisteria Amethyst. Well, I'm sure start Wisteria Amethyst Falls. $24.99 for one, or you can go for two for $29.99. Now, I've always loved wisteria.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, they're amazing, but quite often you need a big wall for them to climb up. Not the case with this one. No,
not the case. Certainly in its early years, Wisteria Amethyst Falls has been bred to be a more compact variety. It's from America, but it grows really well here in the UK. And it's also reliably going to flower for you in its first year. That's something else that's really important, because if you know wisteria, there are lots of varieties out there that can take 5-6 years before you will even produce any flowers from it. And let's face it, as beautiful as the foliage is, we're buying wisteria for those gorgeous flowers, aren't we? We are going for it for those flowers.
I know some friends of mine bought a wisteria and it took them 4 years to get flowers.
Really?
Yeah, which is not bad.
That's not bad.
But these will definitely flower next springtime.
They will indeed, yeah. And Christian, our lovely man pressing all the buttons, there's a picture in the folder of my wisteria amethyst falls in one of the tower pots.
Because
yours has grown,
yeah, yours has grown really well this year, hasn't it?
It's grown really well. So I got a wisteria amethyst falls that is the same size as the one that we are bringing you today, and I planted it out about June time, I think, probably end of May, early June.
There it is.
That is it. So I took that picture probably about a month ago now, while we were still having those lovely warm, bright, sunny days, and it was warm. Yeah, and that's how much it has filled one of the tower pots. So it's, you know, the foliage has sort of grown relatively vigorously, but this is a great way to buy it and grow it in the pot as well.
And we should say, you know, all of the plants that we're bringing you today, they are designed to be planted now.
Yes.
So it's a great time to plant your perennials. You know, let them settle in, and then you'll get far better displays next year.
Well, this is the thing.
You really will.
So planting this and growing this now, as Shaun says, it will get established now. You're getting a head start on next year, which means you'll get additional growth next year, as opposed to you planting it out in springtime. And then you will get more wisteria flowers
yeah,
from
of course
this.
you will.
If you wait until spring before you start doing these jobs, first of all, we are not sure what the weather conditions are going to be like. We know right now that the ground is in it, you know, in decent conditions to be able to plant out. Still warm enough for you to plant things.
It's going to be lovely and sunny this week. It's a little bit cooler, but full sunshine.
Full sunshine, yeah, absolutely. So get a head start on next year, and then you'll get more flowers from your wisteria. Also, now is a great time to shop, because let's face it, you can get some really good prices on plants at the moment.
I'm not being funny. If that was in full flower right now, springtime, we could charge a far bigger price for it.
Totally.
Yeah, you know, you often buy, well, you do, you buy with your eyes, don't you? And if something's in full flower, oh, that's gorgeous, got to have it.
I'm having it.
But it's far better to buy it now when you can get two for $29.98.
I mean, to get so $24.99 for one, and then another one for a fiver.
An extra fiver. Yeah, that's honestly
That
a
is
really,
incredible.
really good price today.
For a wisteria, you know, which is a very desirable product. Yes.
And great for a smaller, compact garden. You know, it's it is designed to be more compact, but to give you amazing blooms. You quite often get a second flourish of flowers, by the way, in autumn with amethyst falls as well. So you get your main ones in springtime, and then you'll get potentially a second bloom in autumn time as well. 550238 is your item number. Just wanted to mention as well, we have got loads of items on our website, lots of bulbs and things. So, you know, do shop our website as well. And I tell you what, you've discovered our crocus under there. These are the large flowered ones.
These are the large flowered yellow.
We were both talking about these before the show because we love crocus, but these are the big, large flowered crocus, aren't they? They're really
and
big
the yellow
flowers.
colour as well. I like the yellow colour. I just planted some crocus out about a month ago, put them into the lawn.
You've
created a drift.
A drift, yes.
Which basically means taking a handful of bulbs and throwing them, and then planting them wherever they land. Apparently that's the best way to create a drift, the most natural way to create a drift. Otherwise it can look a bit staged. So I'm going to try it.
Oh, they look great.
See what it'll look like.
Can't wait to see
But yeah,
that.
these are the large flowered yellow. You are getting 30 bulbs included in here as well, and this is one of your early flowering, sort of from it's about February time, isn't it? The crocus start poking up. And so these can go into pots, they can go into borders. I love the idea of planting them into lawns. I've never done it with crocus. I've done it with daffs in the past, had the daffodils poking up out of the lawn, and they looked absolutely beautiful. So this year I'm going for it with the crocus, and of course they will naturalise in there as well, and they will multiply, and then they will look even more gorgeous. I can't wait to see those popping up out of the ground. Lovely, lovely golden colour yellow that you're going to get from these as well, which is
big smile on your face. Won't they?
Really are
well.
going to, yeah.
So anyway, they're brand new as well for today's show. You get 30 of those for just $11.99. It's a great, you know, plant them next week or whenever they arrive. We do sometimes deliveries come literally within, you know, a couple of days, sometimes even the very next day, but we say on average 5 to 7 days, but it could be a lot quicker than that. And they're 600084. And then one of the best selling bulbs this week here at YouGarden are the fabulous Red Riding Hood tulips. And if you go for 20, it's only £9.99, but you can double up and go for 40 for £14.99. Love the classic red of these, but the leaves are great, aren't they?
Yeah, the leaves are kind of, I mean, look, the flower is interesting, of course, and I don't want to take away from that, but look at those leaves that you're getting on here. Strappy foliage that you get from, tulips, but it's got this lovely marking on it with that purple colour, which is just a beautiful added interest and lovely contrast to that bright red, stunning tulip flower that you're getting on here. It is, it's going to be nice and sturdy as well, about 40 centimetres in height. I like the shape of those petals that you're getting on there, those bright red flowers. It's an excellent choice for putting into pots. It has the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit. Wonderful to use as a cut flower, and this is why I think you should double up and go for 2 sets. It's only another £5 more, and you'll get double the amount, and then you'll have enough to be able to cut and bring indoors as well.
And I always think tulips, this type of tulip, looks great in your pots, don't you?
Yeah,
I mean, also beds and borders, but when I'm planting my winter bedding, I love to do pots with bulbs in the middle and then all the bedding all the way around. Now, if you have just joined us, good morning.
Morning!
My name's Shaun Ryan, presenter and plant man, I'm known as.
I am Bex Edwards, My Garden. If you want to follow us on social media, that's what you need to be looking for.
And we're YouGarden. We are broadcasting live right now from a gorgeous 11-acre nursery. It's a bit quieter here on a Sunday, actually, isn't it?
Yeah, there's not so many people around, is there?
It's really nice. We can just be surrounded by plants. But let's remind you of some of the great offers that we've had so far this Sunday morning. And I'm going to say again, free P&P on all orders over £30. Most of you get in your basket to over £30. You will also get, you are reading my mind, a free gift. 60 summer flowering bulbs worth £9.99, but you'll get them absolutely free when you use the offer code today, which is YGTV41. So always put that in your basket, YGTV41. That's the offer code for this week only, and it will unlock all of the promotions and give you your free gift as well. But let's recap some of the best sellers and most popular items that we've seen so far. So we started off with that great bundle. Really like this. You get 100 bulbs, and they are the Narcissus Tete-a-Tete. So these are a smaller, more compact variety. They'll only grow to about 7 to 10 inches. So a really pretty variety. You'll get multiple flowers there, as you can see, in all the little stems, and just ideal, I would say, for the smaller garden and for hanging baskets, and of course, they look great in pots. Now, bear in mind, you're going to get 100 of those. Then you're going to get your 20 litres of professional compost. And then you're going to get the 2 fabulous bird trellis planters that we've got in the studio as well. At half price today. Do check out all the details on the website for £21.96. That's got a brilliant saving. Honestly, that is such a good deal today. It really is. Then we brought you the Calliston, the bottle brush plant, as I know it. That's a common name because the flowers do look a little bit like a bottle brush. A great magnet for your bees and your butterflies. They absolutely love these. Hardy to -5, so you might need to give it a little bit of protection in the winter depending on where you live. But honestly, buy it now, get this amazing price, and you're going to get all of these flowers again when it comes to springtime next year. It's a fascinating plant, something really, really different. 510-046. We are clearing stock of that today, so you've got it at just £14.99. Now, our top selling product always here at YouGarden is our premium professional compost. I can honestly say I have never ever found a better compost. You've got all the wood fibre in there, you've got the white and the dark peats. We have reduced the quantity of that to keep up with obviously environmental issues. You've got your slow release fertiliser in there, everything that your seeds, your plants, your shrubs, your trees need to have the best start in life. Honestly, it's such a great compost. It has our best-selling product, and it is only £24.98, 100125. Now, if you were to buy just one variety of pansies this year, I cannot recommend this one highly enough, and it's been our top seller this morning. It's a Pansy Cool Wave. You saw the ones that had grown. Honestly, they grow so prolifically. They are the best flowering pansy that I've ever discovered. When I say the best flower, they just flower so much. You know, they really are prolific in terms of how they flower. You will get thousands potential flowers over the season. They gently cascade, so I'm not going to say they fully trail, but they will gently trail. So they look gorgeous in hanging baskets and in pots because they just cascade over the side. They will flower, and I don't know any other type of flower that will do this. They will flower up to 9 months of the year. So they're not just, you know, a few weeks of the year looking fabulous. They will flower up to 9 months rather of the year. And they are hardy down to -25. We are doing today a buy one, get one free. So you'll get 20 plants for $14.99. Don't forget, you're going to get a free gift as well, those 60 summer flowering bulbs. And postage is included on those. Then we also had, I keep mentioning to try and get your basket to £30 and get free delivery. So this is a great little addition to your basket. If you're a few pounds short, go for these primulars. Now, they're called Pretty Polly. They are the blushing peach. They're doubles, obviously. But I think that contrast of it's like a creamy yellow, like a vintage yellow, swirled in with that pretty pink is absolutely delightful. I mean, they're just gorgeous. If you love pretty plants, they are really, really pretty. They do great in shade. Obviously, they're woodland plants, so they do great in shade. I would keep deadheading. The more deadheading you do, the more they'll keep flowering. They will die back a bit in summer. They don't like it when it's hot and sunny, but they will come back year after year after year. And they will obviously form clumps as well. So, you know, now every few years, you might want to dig up the clump, divide it, and then replant all of those extra primulars. And that is only £6.49 for 80866. And if you're really looking for an absolute steal of a deal today, it does not get better than this. We're going to give you this Sunday here on YouGarden 300 bulbs, all individually packed as well, so you could even give a few packets away as gifts, but it works out less than 4p a bulb. And you've got so much in there. You've got your narcissi, you've got your crocus, you've got your different types of alliums, you've got your Iphians in there, we've got some muscari. Oh my word, just an absolutely sensational collection of bulbs. And as I say, £20 is your saving today. I think they must have, you know, just pop them anywhere in your bed, your borders. And I did say earlier on to Bex, I said, do you know what? Because as bulbs die down, some can look a little bit straggly, let's be honest. But if you just bought these even for one season, it would be worth it at $9.99. You know, many of you will leave these in your beds and borders for many, many years, but even if you just bought them for one season, they would be worth it, wouldn't they? Because they work out 4p a bulb. 630050 at just £9.99. That is an amazing deal, Bex, do you think?
Yeah, honestly.
Incredible.
I mean, if you want a bang for your buck kind of deal, to coin a phrase there, then this is one of the ones that we've got on the show today. If you just want to transform a space very quickly and easily and get months worth of colour out of it, this is the one to go for. Just while you're even just thinking about the next thing that you want to do in your garden, this would be an amazing thing to do. Great gift for somebody as well if they've just moved into a place and they don't know what to do with their garden. Get them this.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you to everyone that's just joined us on YouTube and Facebook Live and on our website as well.
Good
morning to you. I tell you what we need to remind everyone of, the Nepeta as well.
Oh, yes, please.
Now, the Nepeta is a buy one, get two free. So that's your summer flowering bulbs. Really busy for that. 630050. But also we have got our Nepeta, and this is the known as the Six Hills Giant. Buy one, get two, absolutely
I wonder why it's
free.
called Six Hills Giant. I didn't find that out. I might have to look into that and find out.
Yeah, good point.
I don't know why.
But we're talking about a perennial here.
We are talking about a perennial, yeah. Nice size on this one, sort of 2 foot by 2 foot is the height and spread. It's absolutely adored by pollinators, known as catmint, or what's the other name? Catmint or something else?
Catnip.
Catnip, thank you very much, because cats apparently do adore it. They love it. Meow! It definitely wants a bit of a sunny position, but yeah, it's loved by other wildlife as well, butterflies and hummingbirds and things like that. Really, really pretty, nice perennial, nice size, definitely a gap filler, but you're going to fill it with something that's relatively long flowering, easy to maintain. When I say easy, I mean you pretty much need to do nothing to it.
Yeah, I love plants like that, don't you?
Yeah, love plants like that.
And then something that we've both got in our gardens is the Irriga and the Sea of Blossom now.
And it's still looking lovely right now. It's it's reaching the end of its season. Once we get into the really frosty time, this is probably going to give up, flowering, but it will come back. It'll come back next year, and you get a really long flowering season.
And I don't mind telling you, mine did look a little bit miserable in the winter. I live in quite an exposed garden, but it came back beautifully.
Yeah, listen,
and it's bigger than ever.
It's not supposed to give us that display over the winter months. Sort of between now and then March, April time, it's going to just sort of die back a little bit. But then it gives you this really long flowering season, a sea of blossom you will receive.
And it is just a great spreader and ground coverer. I love it. I love all the different shades of pink there. Really easy to grow, and we have got a half price offer today on YouGarden, just £7.49, 410120. Now, I don't mind telling you, it is that time of the year where YouGarden, you've got to bear in mind they've got 11 acres of nursery. They do get rid of certain stock, because obviously all plants are seasonal. This agapanthus is half price right now because we want to clear a lot of stock this morning. And, because let's be honest, if we were selling this right now with huge flowers on, we could sell it for probably 3 times the price in peak season.
Easy.
$17.49 is the price today. Bex, this is a really mature plant, isn't it? Look at this. Have a look. Really mature.
Incredibly mature. And then we're not talking about the smaller variety of agapanthus. We are talking about the very tall variety of agapanthus. This is the luscious, lovely green foliage that we've got on here. And it is beautiful foliage. But let's face it, this is another one. We don't care about the foliage, we care about the flower, don't we?
Out of all the flowers that I've ever grown, I think agapanthus is got to be one of the most striking.
It's a showstopper.
It's jazz hands, isn't it?
It is jazz hands. Look at me, look at me. It definitely wants the attention.
Do you know this one here? Look at the size of it.
It's huge.
And this has been picked straight from stock outside the nursery here.
So the flower spike that's going to come out of this, as far as what you can see on the screen, it's going to go up above where you'll be able to see. My hand is out of shot right now. That it's going to get tall. We're talking a metre 20 in height for the total height of this. And it is beautiful. The way that this flower opens is just incredible.
Yeah. Now, in terms of position, full sun is best.
Full sun is definitely best. It wants a hug as well. That doesn't mean you physically need to go and hug the plant.
Well, you can do.
If you want to, by all means.
Yeah, come on. I'll give it some love.
No, it means that the roots need restriction. It doesn't like to feel too exposed, too open. So it's a wonderful pot plant, actually. Great if you keep it in a pot. Don't go too big on the pot, because remember, it needs to feel like it's being restricted. But you've got yours planted out in borders?
Yeah, I mean, I put mine in a really small little gap in my border. Loves it there.
Yeah, so as long as it's surrounded by other plants, it still feels like it's being restricted. Or if you haven't got, look at that. That's what we want. Right by the beach as well. That should be my garden. That's what I want.
And these are native to Africa, of course.
Yeah, they're known as the African lily.
Right, it's already selling through as this one.
Yeah, it's been really popular this week.
And I want to talk about postage, if I can.
Yes,
because
go for it.
You'll know if you've ever ordered from YouGarden, everything is really well packaged. So this will come in a big box. It will probably be strapped in to some degree so it can't move around during transit.
Yeah, it might even be tied.
Yeah, it might be. But all of our packaging is 100% recyclable as well. $6.99 is your postage on this. I don't want
that's worth it.
It's
heavy.
It's
a big, heavy plant.
But if you don't want to pay postage, get your order to over £30. Can I just say, Christian, our director, it's the first time he's been here on a Sunday. He's doing an amazing job. He really is.
He's on it.
He's doing great. But you will get free P&P on all orders over £30. So you can even shop the website. Look, we've got lots on the show, but anything on the YouGarden website, huge website, get your orders to £30. Well, £30 and a penny, and we will give you free delivery. But also, to unlock all of the offers on the show, you need to put that special promo code in, YGTV41. Without that code, you will miss out on some offers. And it's true story, and I've told it several times, but I can't forgive myself. A few weeks ago, it was Friday night, start of the weekend, had a large glass of wine. I'd already placed a couple of orders that week, and I thought, oh, do you know what? I'm going to buy a few things more. So I placed my third order that week, and I forgot to put the code in. And then the order came through, because the tracking's really good with YouGarden. You get your order confirmation, then you get told when it's picked, when it's dispatched, when it's on the route for delivery, and when it's arrived. But it came to me, I was like, that's not right. Where's my free bulbs? Where's it? And I forgot to put the code in. Seriously. So do always do that. And if you put the code in, you'll get your free bulbs today also. 60 of the summer solstice mix, worth £9.99.
Yeah, 20 of each of those.
Yes.
Irises, mollies, allium, and tritilia.
And tritilia as well.
20 of each of those bulbs.
Summer flowering worth £9.99.
Free, absolutely free with your purchase, just by entering that code on screen.
Yeah. So it's lovely. I love a freebie.
I love a freebie too.
I've got to say, a big thank you to our head gardener, because he gave all of my gardening club some freebies last week. Bex and Jenny works here kindly spoke at the garden club, because I run a garden club in Rutland.
They're a lovely group of people.
They're great, aren't they?
They're a lovely group of people.
Yeah, they're not boring, are they?
Not at all.
Loads of banter in our garden club.
Loads of it. I want to come back. I enjoyed that.
It was really kind. Bex and Jenny, who works here, they came and did a talk at the garden club, and Peter, our head gardener, gave all of our members freebies. So
it was
thank
nice.
you, Peter, if you're watching, and thank you to our garden club members, because some of them are watching now as well.
Good morning.
And thank you to every single one of you that's watching on YouTube Live, Facebook Live, and of course on the YouGarden website.
We're getting bigger and bigger every week,
aren't
we?
We're getting, and actually, I'll be honest. I mean, obviously, this isn't prime time for gardening, but we're actually getting more busy, which is great.
So we can't wait for next year.
I know, and we have got so many plans, honestly. So yeah.
That's why you need to keep watching us, and please do give us a follow on our Instagram and Facebook pages, because that's where we share a lot of this news and information.
You'll find out some other things that are happening.
We share all the other stuff. We share news about the shows here as well. So do come and have a look. Bex Edwards, Bex with an X, My Garden, and
Shaun Ryan, presenter and plant man. It's SHAUN as well. But you'll find us. Right. Can we talk about this gorgeous hydrangea now?
I love this. Somebody needs a medal for coming up with the name Incredible.
I was just going to say, it's such a good name, isn't it?
It's such a good name, because this is incredible, this hydrangea. It's really, really beautiful. We adore hydrangea, don't we, in this country?
Yeah, I do.
And there's so many different varieties out there, and I think this one is a total winner. It's a spectacular variety. The balls of flowers that you get on here can reach 30 centimetres in diameter.
Wow.
These can
12 inches then, yeah.
I mean, that's like 10, 12 inches, isn't it?
Yeah, 12 inches, yeah.
These can get absolutely incredible. Now, obviously, we're coming out of the season as far as the hydrangeas are concerned. So, these aren't looking as good as they will look, but it still looks pretty amazing. But imagine this when it's in full flower next summer, July, August, September time. It's going to be incredible.
And again, it's a really good time to plant this.
It is.
It really is. Let it settle in. It will die down in the winter, of course.
Yep.
But it will be a far stronger and bigger hydrangea next summer.
That's it. And remember what Shaun was saying about that's what we're talking
about. That's
incredible.
Because let's be, ours is, going over
of course.
now. That's normal. It would at this time of year.
But this is what Shaun was saying to you about if this was in full flower, if we brought this to you in a pot next year, July, August time, and this was in full flower, we would be charging £60 for one of this size.
In a garden centre, as you say, in full bloom in a pot,
we totally would. So this is the time to get your bargains when it comes to your perennial plants, and now is the time to be planting them out. Check out what all the experts are saying. They often will tell you now is a really good time to be planting, as opposed to spring, although spring is another good time for it. The thing with planting now is that we know the ground conditions. We have no idea what it's going to be like in springtime, because our weather patterns are changing. We might have snow, we might have frozen ground, we might not be in a good situation to plant them.
It might be 25 degrees, you just
don't know. Or it might be 25
Yeah.
degrees, who knows? But yes, this one is winter hardy down to about -20. So this is not one that we need to worry about as far as hardiness. That means it comes with that lifetime guarantee from us here at YouGarden. The way that these open and the colour changing, because you get those bright white blooms that we were showing you on there, but you also get this lovely kind of lime green colour on here as well. So you do get a kind of change as far as the the colours are concerned. It's also known as Strong Annabelle, this one, because it's been bred with these super strong stems to hold these incredibles when it's in full bloom as well. Honestly, this is beautiful, and we know that hydrangea flowers look lovely when they start to go over as well, don't they? Once they start to fade, they still look amazing.
Wherever you put your hydrangea, make sure that it's in an area that doesn't get too dry, because obviously they love water. I always find hydrangeas do well in kind of semi-shade.
Yeah, I think they do better in semi-shade, don't they, than full sun. I don't think they like the full midday heat, do they?
Not from my own experience. I've got some around, that just get a few hours of sun, and they just love it there. Yeah. So that is down to 1999, say 510009. Now we've got loads more to show you next, and coming up we've got some violas, we've got some new primroses,
hardy gardenias,
and some great bare roots as well. But I just want to quickly remind you, the top seller today is the Pansy Cool Wave. Now, if you follow me on social media, about 3 weeks ago, I planted 3 plants in a pot, and it looked, I'll be honest, didn't look much. And then 3 weeks later, and I've got all my purple ones together in this one, but look at that already. I've actually overplanted it because it's only October.
But you're an impatient gardener, right? By your own admission. It's true.
Look at that, though.
We have debates about this.
I am a bit. I've overplanted that, but come on, it looks great.
It looks amazing.
That's got 3 plants in there. That's 3 weeks of growth.
And the thing with your Pansy Cool Wave, so each one of these garden-ready plants will grow to 40 by 40 centimetres, height and spread. Yeah. So actually, in a pot of this size, you could probably put one in here, and it would spread and tumble over the edge, and it still would have given a glorious display. However, I completely understand. I probably would not have put one in there, because I'd have put one in and I'd think, oh, that looks lost, I'm going to give it a friend. So I would have put 2 or 3 in there as well. But the display that you're getting, it is beautiful, and it's just going to keep getting better.
Yeah. And I've got 5 pots like this all along the wall, and I must admit, they look great. They really do. But we are doing today, buy 10, get 10 absolutely free.
Yeah.
And I love the colour mix. I've got the purples, the berries and cream. I think it is on our website, actually, if you want to add it to your order. But I really like this one. I've actually bought more of this one than the other one.
Yeah, well, I just planted out my hanging baskets with the Pansy Cool Wave. I bought the little pro plugs and grew them on my conservatory, and then they were ready to plant out. They are looking stunning now. I think I did it earlier on this week, Monday, and honestly, within a week, they're already looking amazing just by planting them out.
So why are these so amazing? Well, they are prolific flowers. They will flower up to 9 months of the year. I don't know another single plant that can say that. As you've seen, they gently trail and cascade, ideal for basket, ideal for pots. You were saying, Bex, yes, they would benefit from deadheading if you can from time to time. Of course they would.
Yes, of course they would. But to be honest, if you don't, and you don't have time or you can't be bothered, they're still going to look amazing. But if you want the biggest flower show, the floriferous flower power that you can get from these, then yes, deadhead occasionally. Just pull a few of the deadheads off. You don't even need to be too careful about it. And it will cover the plant. You will barely be able to see any of the foliage.
And the size of the pansy, it's a little bit smaller than some of the other pansy varieties out there, but it is bigger than a viola, so it sort of sits in the middle. It's lovely. And honestly, you can see from mine already, they cover pots and baskets, and you get to a point where you can barely see the leaves. Now, it is a variety that you often don't see in the garden centres. It's not one of the most common varieties, but it's one of the most sought after, isn't it?
It absolutely is, and this is why it is always, every year, and has been this year as well, the most popular item that we sell at this time of year, because you get such amazing flower power from it, and all the way through those dark winter months. It's difficult to find stuff that will flower all the way through November, December, January, February, and this is one of them.
And I don't know about you, but I need colour in my garden in winter. Otherwise you get really down, don't you?
Yeah. Those winter months, they are quite long. I know we're kind of looking forward to it. I know it's like, it's boots weather, it's jumper weather. Oh, I'm so excited about hot chocolates and sitting in and getting cozied up. But by January, we're over it, aren't we?
We are.
Oh, my word,
it's like,
bring
come
on spring.
Come on.
Yeah.
A little tip, by the way. don't leave it much longer to plant these.
No,
I mean,
you do need them out soon.
To get them really established, you do.
Yeah.
I mean, look, you could plant them in December and they wouldn't die because the hardest minus 25, but they wouldn't do a lot either. So, plant them now.
They'll survive quite happily.
Of course, yeah.
But yeah, they won't give you all the power that you want from them.
So get them planted now, then that gets them off to a really good start, before the clocks change. Well, there's still a lot of sunlight around. 400-967. I'm really busy for those. And it is a buy one, get one free option today. Always, to get that extra 10, by the way, you've got to put in the code YGTV41. Right, what else have we got, Bex?
We're going to do some more primulas.
Oh, yes, these are nice.
So we have those gorgeous blushing peach ones, but this is the ballerina mix that we're talking about here. We love these ones. We got slightly. So the other ones were more blush colours. These are a bit stronger in their colour.
But they're
palettes.
still the doubles, the really fancy ones, aren't they?
They're still the doubles, yeah, absolutely beautiful, fancy colours we're talking about here. And you're getting 6 of those plug plants included, 1 of each variety, so 1 of each colour you're getting in here. And there is a really nice mix of colours, some nice strong ones and some more kind of pastel tones in there too. They are, again, a woodland native, so this is something that's actually going to thrive better in that partial shade. So under your tree, I've got loads of lollipop trees, so underneath them it's a bit shady, tricky to plant stuff. Primulas are going to work absolutely beautifully in those. But don't have to go into your borders, they can go into pots quite happily as well. They have a lovely scent to them, they are winter hardy and they are clump forming. So this is where you get free plants, and as gardeners we love free stuff. So over the years they will form those clumps for you, and then you can divide those in later years. You're saying you're quite rough with division, aren't you? Get hold of them.
Yeah, I mean, I am. I would say just always divide them before it gets too warm. You don't want to do it in the height of summer.
Spring's normally the best time to divide or about now is a good time, isn't it?
But they will form clumps. You will get more and more of those. They will die down in summer. Sometimes they virtually disappear when it's hot, but you'll get more and more year after year after year. And that's just a really pretty variety, the ballerina mix there. 6 really, really strong plug plants.
Yeah, and you can see the roots. Look how strong and healthy these are. Some really strong root structures on here. So excellent time to get these out in your garden right now. And this is how they are delivered to you. These are the little greenhouses, mini greenhouses that come to you. They're always labelled as well. Actually, I'm just going to turn it around so I can read this. Bear with me. So the varieties: Candy Frost, Valentine Red, something gold.
She needs her glasses.
Pink Ice, Ocean Blue, and Sweet Apricot. So they're labelled, and it tells you what position they are in the pack as well. So you know which colour is which is important, isn't it? Because if you're trying to colour coordinate or anything. So they do come in those little mini greenhouses.
We do try and make everything here at YouGarden as easy as possible.
We do.
Yeah,
just put your glasses on and then you won't struggle
that's
like
even
me.
better. 480-954 for the Primula ballerina mix there. Getting busier and busier. Thank you so much to everybody that has joined us on our website, on YouTube Live and on Facebook Live as well. We always tend to get really busy at kind of like 11 o'clock. So 11 till 12 tends to be our busiest hour. So thank you to all of you. And if you've got any questions, any comments, just message us on Facebook Live or on YouTube Live as well. Right, the violas are next, and this is the
viola sorbet.
The jump up mix. Yes, well done, Bex.
Jump up, jump up.
But I think it's a good name because these are. Actually, I would have probably called these jump out because they do jump out at you, don't they?
They do, don't they? I mean, I do love pansies, violas. I love them all. And you were saying, obviously, in comparison to your pansy cool waves, these are slightly smaller in size, but they work sort of hand in hand with each other, I think.
And actually, look, can I just show you?
Go for it.
There is so much going on in every single flower. I love the fact that you get several different colours in each flower.
They are so
Aren't they pretty? Look at that little face there. Absolutely gorgeous.
Where's my favourite faces? I'm going to have to find one of them.
This one.
This is why I love pansies so much, actually, because they've got and violas, because they've got these gorgeous little faces in them. I often talk about Alice in Wonderland. It was one of my favourite films growing up as a child, and I loved that scene where she was talking to the flowers and everything. And the pansies and the violas really do remind me of that.
And it is like they've all got their own unique individual personalities,
they do.
isn't it? But So easy to grow. We've got 20 plants today. You've got an extra £7 saving for just £12.98. Bearing in mind, you will get your free gift. You'll get £10 worth of summer flying bulbs alongside these as well.
Yeah, and you just get this massive colour going on with your viola mix.
When you think you're going to get all of those violas and 60 summer flying bulbs,
so good.
£12.98.
Yeah.
Amazing. And if you don't want to pay postage, just get your order to over £30. Add some compost in, something like that, and you won't even have to pay any postage and packaging as well. But again, fully hardy.
Fully hardy, winter colour, great to mix in with your, great on their own, so you can put these into pots and into your borders quite happily. You'll have that lovely colour spread. You know, we're talking about 20 by 20 centimetre height and spread. So what's that, about 8 inches by 8 inches? Yeah. I'm getting good at this conversion thing. I'm getting there. But I also like these with the pansy cool waves. So you can have your pansy cool waves around the edge of a basket or around the edge of your pots, and then you can put your viola sorbet in the middle. So you've got that lovely stand-up bits in the middle of the pots and baskets. It's entirely up to you, but this is about providing that winter colour. I used to think gardening was over. Once the summer months had finished, I used to put my garden to bed, so to speak. But over the last few years, over the last sort of 5-6 years, I have realised how much there is that you can be doing in your garden. I'm not just talking about in your greenhouses, actually in your garden, to give you that lovely interest.
And sometimes, even in the middle of winter, when it's a sunny, bright winter's day,
it's nice to go out.
It is. Get out the house, just, I just love wandering around the garden with a hot cup of coffee,
First thing in the morning, looking like rubbish.
Never.
Wander around your garden. It's nice, isn't it?
It is. I'm lucky where I live is fairly remote. You get a few people passing by and stuff, so I don't often get seen, but occasionally I do.
I've got a few neighbours. They'll see me out there in my in my dressing gown.
But who cares? But anyway, they are absolutely fantastic there at just £12.98. Now we've also got, it is the time of the year to plant bare roots.
Yes, bare root season.
Really is, and we have got some amazing bare roots on the show. And this is the first one that we're going to share with you today, and it's the Geranium and Potentilla Festival Mix. Now, bare roots, when you open up the bag, let's be honest, Bex, they don't look anything particularly beautiful, do they?
It's a totally ugly duckling story. Let's have a look at that. That is one of the 6 bare roots that you're going to receive. That is going to turn into that.
Amazing.
And that is incredible, isn't it? That we're going to send you this, and that is then going to turn into this. Let's talk about the plant first, then I'll talk to you about the actual bare roots. So, Geranium and Potentilla mix. Absolutely do not mistake these with those tender bedding, plants.
No.
These are perennial plants. This is what we're talking about with your bare roots. These are winter hardy. They're going to come back for you year after year. They're going to naturalise. They're going to get bigger and better for you every single year. And this is the display of colour that we are talking about. Long flowering, May through to October. Tolerant of most soil types as well. So pretty much anywhere you are, these are going to grow. Low maintenance and hassle-free. These are, I often talk about the ticks in the box. These are some serious ticks in boxes.
Now, we've got another geranium on the show, and we sell these in the pots. And the price varies depending on the time of year, but, sometimes individually, £10 to £12.99. But that is a very similar bare root to that.
Yeah.
But it's just been grown up.
Grown on, potted on.
So they're working out less than £3 each. In fact, £2.50 each?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, £2.50 each. So a bare root is a very good way of getting extra value. You can either put them straight in the ground, or you could put them in pots if you wanted to. But again, it's now's the time.
Now is absolutely
You can't
the time.
buy bare roots in the middle of summer. It's now or it's springtime.
Yes, that's it. There is a short window of opportunity to plant your bare roots. They all come with their own sort of rules and regulations, rules on how you plant them. But generally, it's a general rule. It's just below the surface of the soil. Just read up on each one. This one is just below the surface of the soil. What you will do when you get your bare root plant home is it does need some attention straight away. Please don't leave it sat in the packet on the side for weeks on end. You do need to do something with these within a couple of days of you receiving them, and that's because your bare root, excuse me, it is just fast asleep. It's in its dormant state. But the roots are moist. They're sent to you in a bag with moist soil around them. And what we don't want is for those roots to dry out completely, because then the chances are that your plant will be dead. So we need to soak them in water, don't we, for a few hours.
Yes, we do.
I've got some, I still haven't planted those poppies. They've been in water for a week. Please don't do what I'm doing. They only really need to be in water for a few hours, and then you can plant them out. Mine have been sat in water because I know not to leave them to dry out, so I've left them in water for about a week. They'll be fine.
I did want to leave some bare root roses in a bucket of water for over a month.
Did you?
Do you know what? Only because I went on a holiday, I forgot all about it. Do you know what though? They look amazing now. Yeah, but I'm not suggesting we're not suggesting you do that.
Don't do what we're doing. Do as I say, not as I do. That's my mum's favourite line.
Yes, but
just soak them for a few hours, then plant them out, and then just leave them. Water them occasionally over the winter months if it's particularly dry, but generally you don't need to do anything. Then you will get a festival display.
But you could actually plant those up in pots if you prefer, and then and wait till they've grown in the springtime, then put them in the border. The choice is yours.
Sometimes people do that because they don't want competition with their bare roots from weeds, from other bulbs, from other plants, and it just means that you can keep a better eye on them. But it's entirely up to you.
We are getting busier. Don't forget, free P&P when you spend over £30 today. A lot of you putting together big orders, but you'll get free delivery over £30 today. Now we've also got, I love that. We both love these.
Yeah, we're thinking
about gardenias.
We're both tempted by these, aren't we?
I'll be honest, I haven't put an order in this week. I thought I'd wait till the Sunday show and then just put a big one in at the end.
Yeah, just do it all in one go.
But do you know what? Even though these are not in flower right now, that foliage, that glossy foliage, is just lovely. Isn't it?
I love this. Oh. It's got glossy evergreen foliage, and I'm an Acer lover, Acer obsessed. If you've been watching, you'll know this about me. And Acers obviously are deciduous, but these are evergreen, and it's really important to have some evergreen plants in our garden to, cover up those deciduous plants, those ones that look like twigs. Ooh. These will never look like twigs because they have that gorgeous glossy evergreen foliage on there. But then in the summer months, June, July, August, September, you will get this beautiful flower on here. 3 different varieties. You've got Climbs Hardy, Crown Jewel and Pinwheel. You'll get those beautiful white flowers. Each one has a slightly different shape, but it's the scent of these that's going to be delightful in your summer garden.
The fragrance is exquisite, isn't it?
It really is.
These are slow growing, aren't they?
Yeah, really slow growing. So these, I'd say relatively slow growing. They are not going to take over. If you're planting these out into borders, it's not going to take over. And they stay quite compact. So we're only talking a couple of feet by a couple of feet. So you were saying during the week, Shaun, when you get these, they're probably going to go in pots rather than into borders.
Yeah, I'm actually going to do some winter pots with them in the centre.
I think it's a good idea to keep them in pots, but for me, it's about that fragrance. Once that fragrance is there, you're going to want to be able to smell it. So having them in pots means that you can move them to wherever you want them to be in the garden. So if you're sitting in, the seated area, I don't know how big your garden is, but if you're maybe sitting in the, lower seating area, or if you've got a table and you're sitting there, or you want them by the back door, you want them by the conservatory or something, you can move them depending on where you are in the garden.
Fragrance is so important in your garden, and I don't think you're going to get something that's more beautifully perfumed. And when it comes to being outside and just to say enjoying that absolute divine fragrance that you get with a gardenia.
The one I've written down as my description for this is intoxicatingly sweet fragrance.
Ooh,
and I think that is probably very true of this collection.
Now, what we'd love today, we'd love you to message in, of course.
Yes, please, just to create Christian some more work.
Yeah, poor Christian, he's got to do everything. But he's a good multitasker.
He's a good egg. Elaine and Neil have been typing away and messaging. They
might have been even talking to each other.
Yeah, I know, they often, people often have chats on the actual pages.
But we're just so happy to be with you regularly now, and there's lots of big things happening with YouGarden.
There is.
We can't tell you everything now, but, so we'll let you know a little bit more in a few weeks, won't we? There's some great things on the way. But the best-selling product always is our premium professional compost. And today you get 100 litres for $24.98. If you are a club member, I know a lot of you have now joined our discount club, you would get 10% off the price. So you'd save nearly another £2.50 on the compost, which is brilliant. Also, don't forget, if you are struggling to get your basket to £30, add this to your order And anything you've got in your basket that's got delivery on it, it will disappear. That P&P of say $6.99 on other items would disappear when you get your basket to over £30 rather. Some of you have put baskets together of £60 today, 70, 80, but you just need to get your basket to over £30 and you will get free delivery on your order. But I know some of you will have never ever seen or used this compost. So why is it so good, would you say, Bex?
Oh, it's the ingredients. It's the consistency of the ingredients that you get in here. In here there's a slow release fertiliser.
I've just found some, there you go.
You got one?
Oh, there's loads. Hang on, look.
Once you start looking, you find them all.
Yeah.
There's these little green balls that you'll see within the compost, and that is the slow release fertiliser. That is one of the ingredients that's in this compost. So that's going to feed your plants for a good 6 months.
Another one.
Once you plant your... Oh, I dropped it. Typical. Once you plant your plants out in here, that is going to feed them for a good 6 months. So that's a really important one, because you know what? They don't just want water, they want food as well. We've got in here lime to balance out the pH. This is what makes this an absolutely excellent all-round compost for your garden. I used to find it really complicated. Like, what do I need? I'd go to the garden centre and there's a number 5 and a number 3 and a this and a that. You don't need to worry about that with this. It has been designed to be used all over your garden.
And a lot of composts have very clever marketing on the packet. They'll talk about some magical ingredient that's been added, but actually, if you look at the percentage of that magical ingredient,
it's a tiny amount.
It can be absolutely minuscule. This hasn't even got any writing or imagery on the packaging because it's a commercial product.
It is. I mean, it's not readily available, and that's because it started its life as premium professional compost, the nursery compost. In actual fact, let me show you the agapanthus. You can tell that is grown in the premium professional compost. The majority, I mean, pretty much everything that you see has been grown in the premium professional compost. If you're buying the pre-made hanging baskets, it has the premium professional compost. That is how this compost started its life. It was the nursery's compost. And then, after a lot of negotiations and discussions, they made it available for customers to buy. Now, they wouldn't use... The nursery wouldn't use an inferior product to make their plants, would they? To grow their plants?
Because they false economy.
They have to grow plants. They have to ensure success, and this is one of the ways that they do that.
And bear in mind, we offer a lifetime guarantee on all of our hardy plants, so they've got to have been grown well.
They have
to have that lifetime guarantee.
Yeah.
You know, my pansy wave that you saw earlier, grown in this compost. It is brilliant, and you know, it's not the cheapest, but actually, it's not that expensive when you work out. You're going to get postage included.
Yes.
If you're a club member, you get 10% off this anyway, which is brilliant, and you will get your free gift today, which I always lose. There you go, thanks, Bex.
Hold on.
With every order, as long as you use the code YGTV41, you will get your free summer bulbs. I think the free gift is changing next week.
I think it might be, yes. We had a little meeting the other day, didn't we? So think it might be a different one next week.
So last chance, I think, to get the summer solstice. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we agreed it was going to change next week. And what do you get in the bulbs again, Bex?
Okay, so there's 60 bulbs included, worth $9.99. 60 of these, free with purchase once you enter that code there. So you're getting 60 of your Dutch iris, mixed colours in there. Love that colour mix. I think it's a really lovely mix. You are also getting 20 of the Dutch iris, 20 of the allium molly. Those are those lovely yellow, kind of upward facing sparkler type ones. And you are getting 20 of the triclea. Those are a bit shorter, about 20-25 centimetres in height. Lovely, lovely flower mix that you were talking about there. Really good combination of flowers included. And remember, it is all free once you enter in that code. And that is the beautiful thing about shopping here at YouGarden. We want to make sure that we are making, gardening for everyone. And that also includes having some of the best value for money that you can get.
And I can honestly say, can I just quickly show you the club membership as well? Because I can honestly say, you can save a fortune over the next 12 months by joining our discount club. So if you want to save the best part of £2.50 off your compost right now, all you need to do is this, and you actually get a little reminder when you put an order together on the website. You'll get a little reminder saying, oh, you could save so-and-so if you join the club. So, as you place your orders today, if you're not a club member, Auto renewal is £5 a year. Now you can cancel at the end of the 12 months, so that's the one I would go for. Or you can just go for the one-off membership, £10 a year. But your membership will give you 10% off every plant and accessory order, 5% off every outdoor living and gifts order. We've got some great gifts actually as we head towards Christmas. You'll also get £20 back, and that £20 back is in the form of 4 £5 vouchers that you can use throughout the year. You'll also get exclusive offers, competitions and expert advice as well. And I'll show you if you've not been on the website yet, I'm sure most of you have been, of course, but go on to YouGarden.com. By the way, that little icon at the top, we're saying live right now, so obviously we're live until 2 o'clock this afternoon. So that's the way to click into the live show. If we're not live, you can actually just click into that and watch some catch-up shows as well. You can stream some of the previous shows. There's all the times. That's how you can watch a show that you missed. So if you missed Wednesday shows, Thursday shows, just click on there as well. And I'll just take you back to the home page. And this is everything that we've got on the show today. But don't forget, you will get 10% off all of those plants if you join the discount club today. You can do it automatically and get all of those extra discounts. And that tells you what's trending right now, so no surprises. The Pansy Cool Wave is really popular, the violas, but we have got so many different categories. So whatever you're looking for, you know, if it isn't on the live show, you might still find whatever you want. Well, you will find whatever you want. So we've got flowers, plants, roses, trees and shrubs, fruit and veg, gardening essentials. You know, we've got everything on there. So don't forget, you can do whatever you want in terms of ordering, but as you check out, always put in the YGTV41. That will give you all of the extra discounts. Now, I've mentioned free delivery when you spend over £30 today. And do you know what, Bex? I think on a day like today, it's really worth buying the heavy things. So this is a fruit tree, a gorgeous apple tree. That's going to cost an awful lot.
Oh, hello.
There you are. It's going to cost an awful lot to send that through the post. But you would actually get free delivery. Our camera's gone crazy, hasn't it?
I know.
It's having a morning
just having
dance.
a moment.
Yeah, it's just woken up. It's like, but you will get free delivery on this if you manage to get your basket to £30. And it's normally £6.99 delivery. I'm not surprised at all. Now, first of all, wait till you see the price on this one. It's normally £40. This morning on YouGarden TV, it's under £13. It's only £12.99. This is a mature apple tree, isn't it?
It is a mature apple tree. That is incredible. Obviously, as Shaun said, earlier on, there's certain times of the year where we clear some stock. We have to make room for new things coming in. It's not that there is anything wrong with these items. It is purely about making space.
Well, I've spotted a lot of Christmas trees out there, for example.
I know, right? This is one of the items that it's clearance basically. So you are getting absolutely incredible value for money here. This is a fantastic variety, the L shards. Okay, so and I ate one the other day.
Well, we both tried it, and honestly,
this one, it's got the dirt on it.
It was the most delicious apple you could imagine. It was sweet, and then it just had a little kick at the end, didn't it?
Just a little kick of kind of acidic note to it. So it was beautiful eating apple.
Gorgeous.
Absolutely gorgeous. Really crunchy, wasn't it? It wasn't a soft apple at all. Lovely crunch and bite to it. But this is what makes this a fantastic variety for eating, but also because of those acidic notes that you're getting with the flavour of it, a lovely one for cooking as well. So it's a great all-round. If you've only got room for one apple tree and you want, I don't know, should I get an eating variety or a cooking variety? Get this one because you're getting both in one tree. Also, really important to point out, with the fruit trees that we bring, the apples, the pears, all of them, you do not need an orchard. You do not need a massive garden. These have been grafted. You'll be able to see the grafting point on the bottom of the tree here. So these have been specifically and specially grafted in order to remain nice and compact. That's the important point to let you know about these. So they're not going to get ridiculous heights. We're talking 2.5 metres, probably ultimate height and spread on this one.
Pick the apples, basically.
You should always be able to reach the apples, but it does mean that in a regular sized garden, not a problem. If you've got somewhere where you can fit something that's going to reach 2.5 metres height, 2.5 metres spread, you can grow this. You don't even have to plant it out into your borders. It can live quite happily in one of these.
For quite a few years, it would be very happy in one of our 30-litre heavy-duty pots. Now, that apple tree, honestly, the value, I'm not being funny, but that should be £40. We're clearing stock today. Massively ordered this earlier on in the week, £12.99. But if you think, well, I don't have room in my garden, honestly, this pot, and you get 4 of these for £19.99, is the perfect home for an apple tree like that. I use these, we both use these every time we garden. Every time. What are the main things you use it for, Bex, would you say?
Okay, so I'm growing a cordyline in it, for starters. I have grown other things in it previously, like strawberries, potatoes. Potatoes are a great one.
I've still got my tomatoes hanging on in it right now, yeah.
Mine, I cut mine down the other day.
Did you? I've still got loads of green ones. So.
Well, you can make a chutney.
I know.
You can make a green tomato chutney. Honestly, it's dead easy.
You're better at cooking than me.
It's so easy. I'll come and collect them and I'll make you a chutney with it.
So I'll just bring them in.
Bring them in and we'll make a chutney.
All right, thank you.
Lovely.
Deal. That's what gardening's about, isn't it? Sharing.
I use them for leaf collection. Though this year I'm not going to do as much leaf collecting because it's a great mulch and it's good for the animals and things. So I might.
You might just leave them.
I might leave them. Yeah. I might tidy them, but into the borders because that's a really good idea. Anyway, but yes, collecting up weeds and things like that. I always use it for.
And they're so durable as well. It's a really heavy-duty recycled plastic. The handles are moulded in there, so I've never had them break or anything like that. As we said, for growing things in there, you've got great drainage holes around the side and the bottom, so nothing ever is going to get waterlogged. If you've got a log burner like I have, honestly, I always bring my logs in from a log store using one of these. They are a brilliant purchase, but perfect for your apple tree, of course, today as well. 130011 for the heavy-duty pots. Then you actually get 4 of them for under £20 today. They're brilliant, and that price is really good, actually, isn't it?
So good for something that's going to last you so long. You've had yours over 10 years. I must have had mine. I mean, I must be getting close to that. I don't even know. I've had them a long, long time. They just don't break. And they are professional growing pots. They have the drainage holes in the bottom of the side. This is exactly what these are grown in here on the nursery.
So if you want to add that to your order, in fact, if you bought that with the apple tree, you wouldn't have to pay any postage.
No, you wouldn't. You'd be over the £30, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Just.
And you get a free gift. So yeah, if you want those with the apple tree.
Although your club membership 10% might just bring you back down under it. I don't know. You'd be very close.
You would be very close.
Very close.
Yes.
Very close.
If you're not quite at the maximum spend.
Add in the Primula Pretty Polly Blushing Peach. Add that one in because that's the most affordable item on the show, and that will definitely take you over.
We sometimes sell the little packets of Blooming Fast as well on the website. I don't know if they're there today.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. You can just search the entire website. You don't just have to look at the products on the show. You can go and have a look at the entire website. Just make sure you always enter in that code YGTV41 to unlock any of the special offers. Don't just restrict it to what we're showing you. There is a whole website of joy out there, isn't there?
So that apple tree, look, when it's gone this season. It's £12.99. I cannot emphasise that enough. It's normally £40, and it's superb. And you will get great crops of apples next year and for many years, decades to come. Yeah, but we have also got one of the most, I think the most popular eating pear in the UK, which is the conference. That is the most popular, surely, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's the absolute most popular variety out there. You can't. Yeah, absolutely, and it's a similar story to the apple one. So this is it's a clearance line. We are just clearing stock, removing stock, so that we have room for others. There's the size of the pot there that we're talking. Oh, I can just lift it. Yes, it's a big, big tree being delivered to your door. So remember to get this up over that £30 mark so that you can get your free postage. It has the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit. So this is a proven performer in your gardens. Both the apple and the pear trees are winter hardy. They are self-fertile as well. So it's not, you don't need to worry about buying 2 or having other trees. Not a problem. This is going to do all of that for you. And again, we are talking about 2.5 metres by 2.5 metres. These are, yes, they are the most popular eating variety of pear, but you can also use these for cooking if you like doing anything there. And you can keep them for a long time as well. I was reading about how if you pick a pear before... There's a song in the Jungle Book which is something about pick a paw or something. It always makes me want to sing it. If you pick your pears early, before they're fully ripe, they will keep longer, so you can store them for longer.
And you know, I was just thinking, what would you pay in peak season for 4 conference pears? You know, when you buy them in the supermarket, wrapped in cling film, which is not great, or not cling film, but plastic, and you know, plastic trays, things like that. Think about how many kilos of pears this is going to produce in its lifetime.
Yeah.
And when you pick them straight off the tree, they're always so much tastier and fresher. Imagine just biting into that and the juice dribbling down your chin, into my beard.
Lovely.
But no, they're gorgeous.
They are.
You know, I just believe that every garden, you know, should have a little bit of grow your own. And you can grow fruit trees so easily nowadays with the new varieties. You can grow these in the heavy duty pots. All you need is your compost. Do add your compost to your order today as well. But I think you'll agree, the value today on both of those fruit trees is absolutely incredible. And we are talking about a saving of £12 on that one. Even our usual price, I think, is really good for the Pear Tree Conference. But we are looking at just $12.99 today. And I'll say it again, we don't want you to pay any postage. So if you do manage to get your order to over £30 today, you will not pay any postage and packaging. 300268 for the pear tree. And do get those heavy duty pots if you do want to grow them in pots. Those heavy duty ones are the perfect partner to the fruit trees. See, I'd be tempted to buy the pear and the apple, and then 4 of your heavy-duty pots. You could put 1 tree in each, and then have 2 spare pots to say, use as garden trugs, to use for collecting leaves, for carrying things around in. But we are doing 4 of those today for £19.99. But good morning to each and every one of you. I hope you're okay. Do you know what? It's lovely to be here on a Sunday. For many, many years, Bex and I, we're here on the gardening shows. We've been broadcasting now directly from YouGarden for the past couple of months.
Yeah, we have.
And we've got massive plans for next year. So yeah, stay watching. It's lovely here. It really is. And do you know what? Because the plants are direct from the nursery, the prices are really good as well.
Yeah, really good.
Really, you know, really, really good. And we always try and have special promotions and offers on the live TV shows. So today, free bulbs when you use YGTV 4160 summer flying bulbs, and free postage when you spend over £30. But we want to go back to bulbs. And now look at this one. Oh my word, Bex.
There's so many variety of narcissus, and this is the replete.
This is gorgeous,
and this one's really pretty. Look at what you can get. It's
like the most gorgeous orange swirl in the centre, isn't it?
It's so interesting.
Oh my word.
When it comes to a daffodil. Double flowering variety, just stunning. Large, creamy apricot coloured flowers. They're really distinctive. They have a beautiful sweet scent, and they can get quite big as well. They can reach, 8-10 centimetres across, apparently. I've never grown them. Look at those.
But a standard height for these, yeah?
Standard height, yeah. We're talking 40, maybe 50 centimetres
Yeah, so
height.
they're not the little ones.
They're not the diddy ones, no.
These are the full-size ones. They are magnificent. Do you know, I think it is sometimes really worth going for a bit of an exotic or slightly, say, more exciting variety of narcissus.
They're so pretty, aren't they?
They are.
Now I might want these
I don't they look good on mass. I think they're so striking. They look really good together, don't they?
Yeah, I agree with you. I think people will look at them and ask if they are daffodils, won't they? Because they sort of look a bit like a daffodil, but is it a daffodil?
Yeah,
it's definitely a bit of a talking point. I like those ones.
Aren't
I love that colour. Beautiful colour that you're getting. Obviously, usual flowering time for this, when you expect the daffodils to come out. We are talking March, April time, but this is just something a little bit different for your garden. Add something a little bit different, and keep your favourites by all means, but just add something a little bit different every now and then.
And if you've never planted bulbs, they couldn't be easier.
No, very
All
simple.
the instructions are on the actual packet. I'll just read them out for you. So it's got the size of the bulb, the really good sizes, 12 to 14. Height-wise, about 25 to 30 centimetres, and it even gives you things like the planting depth as well. So planting depth, we always say on average, plant it two times the size of the bulb.
Yeah, I mean, this one says 5 centimetres on it, but these are quite big bulbs.
Yeah,
I'd probably I'd go a little bit deeper.
I would.
I can just... Look, there's one of the bulbs there.
Yeah, we say on average plant the bulb 2 times its depth, 2 to 3 times its depth.
Yeah, with depths, I would definitely go twice the depth of the bulb.
I sometimes think people worry too much about the exact planting.
Yeah, I know, and you
don't.
can get those trowels that have got the measurements and everything on. In fact, I've got one. And I've never used it.
Yeah,
I mean, I use the trowel,
yeah,
but I've never used the measuring guide that's on it.
Yeah.
Not once.
But you know, we all garden differently. And
if you do it, great. Good for you.
I've got one of my gardening friends who's really precise, and she's a good gardener, to be fair.
Well,
so.
Maybe we should start paying attention.
Do you know what? I've planted bulbs in the end of December. They've come up before, and they've been,
I did some in January.
Yeah, bulbs are pretty robust things, and they're sort of self-correct as well. So if you sometimes plant them too deep, they'll naturally push up a little bit. And if you plant them too shallow, the roots will pull them down. So but. Full instructions on there anyway. Let's recap some of the great things we've seen this Sunday morning here with myself, Shaun Wright, and the wonderful Bex Edwards and YouGarden TV. Now, this has been the most popular item today, and it is our Pansy Cool Wave Garden Ready plants. Buy one box, get one free. And we are getting busy, by the way, for these. I don't know how long we're going to be running this offer for either. I honestly don't, because we've sold so many of these, but I guarantee the best performing pansy that we know of. It is a prolific flower. It is floriferous. It will just flower and flower and flower for up to 9 months of the year. Fully hardy, of course, so we're talking about up to minus 25 degrees potentially. Let's hope it doesn't get as cold as that. It does gently cascade and trail, so it just creates a gorgeous, gorgeous display. It's such a hard worker. And we are only talking a price of $14.99, 400967. Now, we've also got some ready-made baskets of these. So you're thinking, oh, do you know what? I've got loads of work on right now. Boo! Don't have time to garden, but I want some winter hanging baskets. We've done all the hard work for you. These are already pre-planted with all of your Pansy Cool Wave. They already look magnificent. I've seen a few of the trolleys of these outside in the nursery, and they're really great, seriously great. And they are in the rattan. We do some plastic ones on our website, but my personal favourites are the rattan ones. I think they look really classy, really lovely. And don't forget, I know you've got $6.99 postage because these are big, heavy baskets, but add one other item to your order and your postage will disappear as long as you spend over £30 today. And actually, there's a few really affordable items. We've got Irrigaran, we've got Pretty Polly. They're around about £6-7. The lowest price item on the show is the Primula Pretty Polly Blushing Peach. These are absolutely divine. I mean, look how pretty those. They're gorgeous. And they're doubles, they will flower, throughout the winter months. They'll come back year after year. And of course, they will form clumps that you can divide. But they're only $6.49, so if your basket's a little bit short of £30, pop those in there and then you'll get free delivery on the entire order. And another really affordable item in the show is the Irrigaran. Now, the plant we're talking about here, the Sea of Blossom, the Irrigaran, it's brilliant. I've got a fairly new garden and I was getting lots of weeds in the areas that had nothing in them, but this is a brilliant ground coverer. It flowers pretty much all summer long. It is very low maintenance. I've got mine in kind of a fairly sunny spot. In the winter, it will die down. I mean, I'll be honest, mine didn't look much at all in the winter, but it bounced back and now it has covered huge areas. About 50 centimetres by 50 centimetres in terms of width and height. But the name Sea of Blossom is really apt because it does create this fabulous sea of blossom all the way through the summer months. Honestly, it's a brilliant plant. If you've just got areas in your garden that you just want not to really have to bother with, but you want colour and interest, this is the one to go for. 410120 at just £7.49. Now we've also got, if you're looking at winter bedding, yes, we've got the Pansy Cool Wave, but we have also got this fabulous viola mix. Now viola, smaller flower than a pansy, a lot smaller flower, but you get a lot more of them. And this is a really sort of like bright, vibrant variety. The flowers have got so many different personalities. So lots of different colours, lots of different dual colours in these. And again, they will flower in the darkest of winter months and extremely easy to grow. The other thing we'll say, do give all of you winter bedding a little feed from time to time. We've got Blooming Fast on our website. It's a brilliant all-purpose feed. But yes, winter flowering plants don't need as much feed as the summer ones, but it's still worth giving them a feed now and again, particularly as we head towards the spring as well. Just give them that extra boost. 410036 for the sorbet jump up mix. Also, as ever, our premium professional compost has been really, really popular. You are going to get today 100 litres, two 50-litre bags for just £24.98. If you are a member of our discount club, don't forget that will give you an extra 10% off, so you get a price of just around about £22.50 for your premium compost. You've got all the different types of peat in there. We have reduced the quantity to keep up with environmental needs. You've also got your composted wood fibre. That adds texture. It helps with things like drainage and the structure of the compost. There's the lime in there to balance the pH, and also your slow releasing fertilizer as well. So it really is a fantastic premium compost that is used commercially here in the YouGarden nursery as well. Hey, you've loved our hibiscus as well. Do you know, years ago in the UK, if you go back, I was speaking to some of my gardening friends at my garden club, and they were saying, you know, 20 years ago when they were first getting into gardening, there was very little choice in terms of hardy hibiscus. There are now some absolutely beautiful varieties. This is a showstopper. It is gorgeous. I mean, honestly, I just love this plant. And with an hibiscus, this is hardy to -10, so we class this as fully hardy in the UK, so it would come with our lifetime guarantee. The flowers almost look like ruffled tissue paper. I mean, they're just beautiful. And the colour, it's lavender, but it's like the most beautiful lavender that you could ever imagine. Now, it is a late summer flower, so you might find this flowering, you know, as late as kind of mid to late July. It will flower into autumn. A lot of them look magnificent even in October right now. It will lose its leaves in winter. It is deciduous, but it will come back year after year after year. And it is only £14.99. Again, try and get your basket to over £30 and you will get free delivery on that one as well. 510272 for that hibiscus. Would really recommend that. Now, we've also got loads and loads of great bulbs. But this is more than bulbs. You get 100 bulbs, you get 20 litres of compost, and you also get 2 of the bird trellis planters. I don't forget the images of the planters, but if not, don't worry. They're on our website and we can show them anyway live in the studio a little bit later on. But the value on this is incredible. I mean, I'm not being funny, you won't need all the 100 bulbs for the 2 planters. I'd say 20 in each maximum. So you'll still have loads of bulbs left. You'll probably have a bit of compost left as well. I doubt you, well, yeah, you would not need all 20 litres for the 2 pots. So amazing value and better than half price today, 201203. Oh, and also there are a few items that we are clearing stock of right now. And one of them is our agapanthus. Now, this is a really mature agapanthus. It's one of the big varieties. So it's got the tall flowers that will grow, you know, around about 1 metre. You might even get them taller. Loves full sun, but also loves being confined. So don't forget, agapanthus like to have their roots hugged. So great in a smaller pot, great in the beds and borders surrounded by other plants. But that is half price today at just £17.49, 680130. But You are joined by myself, Shaun Ryan, the wonderful Bex Edwards. I'll be honest, it's slightly nippy now.
I know it's starting to get a bit colder now.
A little bit. Do you know what? That's nice, though. You know, obviously it is October. It's going to be the reason why it's a bit nippy in the morning because we've got some really sunny days coming up. But it does mean, you know, there's clear skies. Does mean slightly colder nights, but there's still loads to do in the garden at this time of year. 4 degrees it was this morning driving in.
I saw 2.5 when I got in the car. 2.5. That's what my car said. And I had to defrost my car. I had to get the scraper out.
We're into autumn, but this is a great time to plant.
It is a great time to plant, actually, and it is fantastic for perennial. So it's perennial planting, it is bulb planting, and it's bare root season.
And repotting time as well.
Repotting, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Dividing plants. There's another one if you've got some plants that have formed those. What's the word I'm looking for, Shaun? Clumps.
I was going to say babies. That'd do.
My brain goes sometimes. But yes, if you've got some clumps, now's a great time to be dividing those and spreading them out as well. So there's so many things to do. It's
a good job there's two of us because one of our brains sort of like stalls and stumbles. The other like kicks in. Because we're working together a lot, we get into that point where...
to read each other's minds.
We get like an old married couple, aren't we?
I know, right?
Actually,
We'd make a great couple.
Is your husband watching?
Probably not. We would. I'll settle with being your TV wife.
Yeah, you can be my TV. I'm happy to be TV husband as well.
I'm happy with that.
But we love being with you at home. You are so important to us. You are part of our family as well, and we really are building up a great gardening community here with YouGarden. We've got over 40,000 members now. Customer-wise, we've got millions of customers with YouGarden.
Yeah.
So lovely to have so many of you now watching the TV show as well. Right, going to move back to our wisteria. I'll give you the details of these if I can. So one of these for $24.99, or you can double up and go for two for £29.98. I've got the details of the Agapanthus. Don't forget to get that at home because that is a 680130.
Very popular, that one.
Really popular. But $24.99 for one of these, or double up $29.98 for two.
So an extra wisteria for an extra £5. That is unheard of because this is a very desirable, very, premium plant. Absolutely. You will pay a premium for this no matter where you go, whatever shopping centre or garden centre you're shopping in.
And the truth is, we do sell these in peak season when they're covered in flowers, and you can charge so much more for them. I'm not being free, but one covered in flowers, I would think could easily retail at like $34.99, even $39.99. You imagine this, next spring, covered in flowers, you could just go, you'd see it in the garden centre and go, got to have that. It's a really good time to buy them now. Two for $29.98, because that's going to give them time to settle, to really bed themselves in, and then next spring you're going to get the most amazing displays. Now with the wisteria, with other varieties, sometimes it takes several years for them to flower. Not with this.
No. So this is a variety from America that grows incredibly well for us here in the UK, but it will reliably flower for us in the first season. So if you get this now and plant it, give it its little head start, let it get ahead, let it form that nice strong root structure, you will get some flowers from this in the springtime. It's about April, May time you get the flowers from your wisteria. And
they are just as magnificent as some of the other varieties out there. But you often get a second bloom often, don't you?
I've got two wisteria, one of which is not the wisteria amethyst falls. I've had it for a few years. I always get a double flush from that one. The most prolific is the springtime. But then around September, October time, I get a second flush of flowers. My wisteria that I planted, which was the wisteria amethyst falls, it was this size when I planted it in about, I think it was early June when I planted it. It has now filled the tower pot. I haven't had flowers from it yet, but obviously I missed that. There it is. That picture was taken just about a month or so ago. So you can see how well established that plant has now got. So come the springtime next year, come April time, I am going to have the most beautiful display of wisteria flowers on there, and they are beautiful.
And if there are sort of areas of your garden, maybe this year you kept looking at the fence thinking, that bit of fence over there looks boring. just grow one of these up there.
Yeah.
You know, get it planted now.
Well, the wonderful thing about wisteria is that it does grow quite quickly. You know, it is quite a vigorous grower in a good way, let's say, because sometimes that can be a negative term when we're planting, can't it? But it's a good, vigorous grower. You get a lot of foliage quite quickly with this, and that is brilliant if you're buying it to cover up a certain area. I love that you're getting two, though, if you go for that double up deal, because if you have got a large area to cover, you'll cover it quicker. So if you want to cover up the fence, plant one at one side and the other at the other side and train them to meet in the middle.
Yeah.
If you're trying to grow it over a pergola, which I can't wait to get my pergola sorted, get that wisteria one on one corner, one on another corner, and it will cover it really quickly
and
for you.
it will flower next year.
It will.
You know.
And those flowers,
I
look how
know, look at
beautiful
them.
they are. And they have a lovely scent to them as well, don't they?
They do.
And the bees adore wisteria.
Honestly, I live in a little county called Rutland, and I often drive around, say, springtime and see the wisteria, and I'm always in awe of it.
Always, every single year. I mean, I love doing my dog walks. I love going out on those mornings and taking my dog for a walk. I live in a lovely little village. It's just like a market town. One half of the village has got the lovely old stone-built properties. The other half has got the slightly newer builds. Guess which end I'm in. I walk over to those stone-built properties on the other side, and I can see all the gorgeous wisteria growing up the side of those buildings. They look so fantastic.
Now, if you have just joined us, I want to talk about postage, if I can, because let's be honest, you will pay $6.99 postage to get those delivered.
Yeah.
But if you add just one other item to your basket from the show, that will take your basket over £30. You will get free P&P. That is really important. So I know a lot of you putting together big baskets today. It makes sense. So anything that's got a high postage, $6.99, anything that's big and heavy, then just add, you know, say other things to your basket, get it to over £30, and you will get free P&P. And don't forget, we have got a special offer code for the TV show today, YGTV41. You do always need to use that when you're watching the TV show, because that will unlock any of the extra offers. It will also give you your free summer bulbs. I think this is the last time that we're doing these for a few weeks, and you're going to get 60 amazing bulbs. The iris I love, and then we've got the alliums,
Allium molly, yeah, the yellow ones, and the triclea.
I've never grown triclea, actually.
No, I'm keen on those because they apparently do very well in a clay soil, which
you've got.
Obviously, everyone knows if you watch regularly. I have. Full of nutrients, but hard to dig through.
Yeah. Keep getting that mulch in it.
I'll keep doing it, don't you worry.
So,
dig.
there you go. So you could buy those, but they're free, basically, when you add that code to your basket, YGTV41. Right, the best seller today has been the phenomenal Panzer Cool Wave. You're going to get buy 10, get 10 free.
Yep.
So you get one pack of 10 for $14.99, pop that offer code in, and you get a free one. I planted mine about 3 weeks ago, and I've got all my purple ones in this one. But look at that already. That's in 3 weeks.
So good.
I mean, I'm, you know, and I remember when
I love it in that white pot as well. That looks really nice.
Looks all right, doesn't it?
It looks really good.
Yeah. I actually cheated because it's actually in a grey pot, and then I just popped it in the white pot. Because that's what I do with this. Because then I put the summer bedding in later on. Does that need deadheading, by the way? Yeah. So I'm just going to do a bit of deadheading while you're watching. But you know, I put 3 plants in there. In honesty, I probably could have got away with 1. But I'm a bit of an impatient gardener, and the weather. I looked at the weather and I thought, it's going to be a nice sort of like, you know, October, and it is got really nice sunshine today. But yeah, that's in 3 weeks. They've gone from, you know, what Bex is holding there to that already.
Yeah.
They look gorgeous, don't they? And can you see the way they gently cascade over the edge? And that is going to be, you can imagine a few more weeks, that is going to be huge, isn't it?
Yeah, well, this is why this Panzer Cool Wave collection is such a good one, because they do gently cascade, about 40 by 40 centimetres, so foot and a half height and spread.
Yeah.
We're talking about here, or should I say drop and spread we're talking about here. So from that one little plant there, which is garden ready, look at the quality of it, it's ready for you to plant out. Just within a few weeks, you will get some beautiful displays, and it will just keep getting better. Very important to order these now. Get them now, because now is a really good time. You want to plant them out so that they get some decent, you know, growth before we get into the really cold months. They will survive the cold months very, very happily. They will survive it. But if you get them out now, they will have a chance to just develop and grow and get a little bit bigger.
I have made the mistake before of planting, you know,
a little bit too late.
Yeah, like in November. And yeah, as you say, they survive, but they just don't do a lot until spring comes.
Yeah, and they'll still give you flowers. They'll still give you colours. You just won't get as much from them. So get them now whilst we're in prime season for them.
And honestly, we cannot recommend a pansy more highly. It's got amazing reviews on the YouGarden website. It will flower and flower, as we've said, for up to 9 months of the year. And actually, in summer, it doesn't die. They just... Yeah, a lot of us use them as an annual and we throw them away, but actually you could just chop them back, put them in a shady spot, and they'd do it all again next year, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they will come back for you quite happily. I just think it's incredible that these flowers will stay there for you all the way through the winter months. We know that it just gets a bit dark and dull and miserable throughout those winters. By the time we get to January, February, we are praying for spring to come around, but this is just going to provide a little bit of colour, a little bit of, you know, gorgeous fragrance that'll just... They'll help you get through those winter months, basically. Right,
lots of orders now coming in, so thank you to each and every one of you, but we honestly don't know how long the Pansy Cool Wave are going to last. You never know, because sometimes you walk around the nursery and like tunnels look depleted, and then suddenly, you know, you might turn around the corner and there's some more. We don't know, but they are selling really well, and great choice to each and every one of you on the Pansy Cool Wave. Right, oh, you love these, don't you?
I do love the Weigela. This is a really pretty plant.
It is pretty, yeah.
Right, there's so much to talk to you about this, actually, because there's loads of really good things. I'm going to tick some boxes for you again on here. We've got a lovely long flowering season, and just look at those flowers. They are so pretty. I love the colour of them. That beautiful pink is really nice. And these are going to flower May right the way through to October. So if you're looking to add some late season interest into your garden, you know, late summer, early autumn colour, this is definitely one to go for. It's a decent size, 70 by 100 centimetres, about that height and spread. So what's that? About 3 feet by 3 feet approximately is what we're talking about. So really, really good one to put in a pot on its own or to have into your borders. It's fully winter hardy. So it comes to you with that guarantee, lifetime guarantee. Really easy to grow. It's an ideal plant if you're a beginner or a busy gardener, because there's very little you need to do to this. Incredibly low maintenance. As I said, it's naturally compact, so great for you to put into your pots or as a plant in your mixed borders there as well. Lovely foliage, gorgeous lush leaves you get on here, but it's those blooms, and this is bred to be just floriferous and bloom and bloom and bloom for you all the way through. I mean, it's quite decent, isn't it? May through summer and into early autumn as well.
That is brilliant. I mean,
I think that's a really gorgeous plant.
I often say about plants earning their place in a garden, and you know, if you've got everything that's going to die down during the winter, or lots of plants have got a short flowering season, it just means that the overall garden doesn't look that great for most of the year. So if you've got plants like this that will flower for many months,
yes,
you know, in a smaller garden, that is really, really important.
It is really important, and you are getting a long flowering season on this one. It is deciduous, so it will drop its leaves, but it's definitely worth going for this plant for that wonderful long flowering season, for the fact that it is fully winter hardy and for the fact that it is very low maintenance.
And they're really attractive flowers, aren't they?
Really attractive. Those colours are gorgeous.
And we are looking at just £5 a plant, just under £5 a plant today as well.
Really good. And the thing is, with the size of it, this is a perfect kind of trio, isn't it, really? Yeah. Because if you've got a garden like mine, which I got a standard family garden. I've got a big patch of grass in the middle for the kids to kick their football around in, and I've got 3 borders. There you go, 1 plant for each border. Perfect.
Yeah. And they often say plant in 3s, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. By the way, Bex is working on making those borders deeper. And she's talking about curving the borders, aren't you?
I might curve the borders. Right now they're just straight.
Yeah, I think it is curve.
And I think maybe I'll just add a little curve in to each of them.
And then as the kids get older,
naturally bring it in
extend
a
those
little
borders. Yeah, that bit of grass, that huge piece of grass is going to get smaller and smaller.
Smaller. They can have it while they're here and they're
Yeah.
playing football.
Now,
they can go away and I'll have it.
Now on YouGarden, we love to bring you obviously great deals and fantastic quality. We pride ourselves on customer service as well. So if there's anything ever, not right with an order, please, rather than put a negative review straight on the website, just speak to our customer care team. They'd much prefer to sort out the issue with you, put it right. One of my friends has ordered hundreds of times with YouGarden, and then one order came through and wasn't quite right. Mm-hmm. So she rang up customer services and they more than put it right. So, that we really want you to be a long-term happy customer. But we also bring you some really rare and unusual varieties here at YouGarden. This peony, my word. She is spectacular, isn't she?
She is a proper spectacular peony. This is another one, just like our Agapanthus, that is an absolute showstopper. This one is doing jazz hands dance at you because it wants you to look at it.
Now, Sarah Bernhardt, a very famous French actress, of course, and had many, many glamorous roles in her career. I think this peony just really, really, it celebrates her life, I would say, beautifully, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a really, really pretty flower. Big, blousy blooms that you're getting from this. And each of those flowers, they can reach 20 centimetres in diameter, good 8 inches across. They are flamboyant, blousy, they are absolutely gorgeous. Now this is a perennial that will last you for decades, probably 30 years. This will keep coming back for you. It is absolutely incredible. It is herbaceous. Peonies die back down underground.
They do.
But they spring back into life for you every single year, reliably, without fail, and they're ridiculously low maintenance. Once you grow them, you will understand this. It's easier to grow than the appearance suggests, is what I would
because
tell
that
you
looks
here.
quite exotic, doesn't it?
It looks like it's going to be hard work, but actually it really isn't hard work at all.
Now, we are doing a double-up deal today on this Sunday's show, so it's either £9.99 for one, or you can go for two for £14.98. Sunny spot?
Yeah, I'm going to suggest you need as much
sun
as you can possibly get for your peonies. This is not one that you want to try and shoehorn into a shady spot.
And from my own experience, they don't like being moved.
No.
So, some things don't mind being moved around over a few years. Peonies do like to they like their forever home.
Yes. They'll sulk.
Yes.
If you try and move her, she's going to sulk, and then she's not going to give you the flower display that you want.
Yeah. So where you plant this, try and make sure it is the forever home, or somewhere where she's going to stay for many, many years.
You could grow it in a pot if you wanted to.
Yeah, of course you could.
You could definitely grow your peony in a pot. It'll reach about 1 metre in height. You get a decent amount of foliage with it. It's probably going to spread by about, a couple of feet as far as the foliage is concerned. So you need a decent sized pot for it. But yeah, if you want to grow it in a pot, go for it. You can happily do that. This is the bare root that I'm showing you. It is not a dead piece of twig. And you can actually see, if I turn it around this way, you can see 3 shoots on here. Look, there's one there.
There you go.
There's one there, and there's one down here as well. So you can see that this is not a dead piece of twig, okay? There are some live shoots, and you can tell from the colour of those. So this is what your bare root peony looks like. A bit different to the geranium and pointedella if you were watching that. They all come with their different rules on how to plant them, but again, average or general rules are make sure you give this some attention. You want to soak it when you get it home. Please don't leave it in the bag sat on the side. Soak it. That's going to sort of wake it up because at the minute it is fast asleep.
Yes.
That's what a bare root is. It's just dormant. So by soaking it, you're going to wake it up a little bit and then you're going to plant it out. In general, probably just below the surface of the soil is what you're going to do with this. Water it in and then pretty much leave it. You don't have to do much to it.
And do you know what? You are going to be so proud of yourself as a gardener when you start to see these flowers in springtime. And as years go on, you just get bigger blooms, more flowers. Peonies are stunning, aren't they?
They're so stunning, quite desirable. They're used a lot in wedding bouquets as well, aren't they? Because they're very desirable flowers.
I remember my nan had a peony in the front of her garden, and I was, even as a very young child, I was fascinated by it. And it did get bigger and more wonderful year after year. But that's a lovely variety. It is a giant peony, so big flowers on this one. Sarah Bernhardt celebrating her life, and you can either go for one for £9.99, but for an extra £5, you can go for two for £14.98. Now we would love to hear from you, by the way. So we are live till 2 o'clock this afternoon. Myself, Shaun Ryan, and the lovely Bex Edwards.
We're about halfway through now.
Are we?
We're just over halfway through, yeah.
Is it gone 12?
It's gone 12.
Oh my word.
Yeah.
But if you want to be part of the show, you can message us.
Yes, please.
On YouTube Live, Facebook Live. You can send us messages on our social media as well. But yeah, we would love to hear from you. Let us know what you're buying. Just promise me you'll try and get your order to over £30, because then you'll get free postage and packaging. And also that code today,
YGTV41. There is a space for you to put it on the website. It's on the right hand side when you're placing your order. Please make sure that you put that in, because it unlocks all of the special offers with the buy one get two free, or the buy one get one free, or
and
the
your free bulbs you'll get, of
free
course.
bulbs. Yeah, those will be included in. It's really important.
Yes.
It's all about getting those savings, isn't
and
it?
try and join the club if you can. It's only £5 for the year on auto renewal, but that will give you a 10% discount on all your plants and your compost, and loads of other great benefits as well. But we're going to move on to something a little bit different now, and it is our red barren grass.
This one's awesome.
It is, isn't it? Every time we see this, even when it's outside on the trolleys and things like that, it just pops, doesn't it?
It really does glow.
Yeah.
So in here, because our lights are over there, it's sort of shining towards us. You can see the shine from that red, and that's exactly the kind of display that you will get in your gardens at home when the sun is shining on these leaves here, which will in the summertime be absolutely bright red as per the picture there. That is going to be phenomenal. That's a 4-syllable word. It is going to be amazing. That
sounded like a certain judge on Strictly.
Did it?
Yes.
Oh dear.
Yes.
All right, I'm never doing that again.
Oh, I quite liked it.
Yeah, it's going to be absolutely amazing. This is one of the ornamental grasses that we know are becoming very, very popular. And that's because people have started to use them in their gardens again, actually. It's not just for gravel gardens. We're starting to use them into our borders. A lot of designers are starting to use these as well.
And there are so many wonderful varieties, aren't
So
they?
many varieties. And they're low maintenance as well, aren't they? Oh, I think that's the same of all grasses, to be honest with you.
At the end of the day, they're grasses. So, they really, really will just do their own thing. Some of them, when they get straggly, just chop them back in springtime and they'll burst right back. Great for, say, low maintenance gardens. They work great in pots. I do think grasses work really well together, different varieties. Yeah. But you can mix them up with your other perennials.
I think you can mix them up, but do you know what? I think you could put this, because of the shape of the leaves of a grass, like it creates lovely contrast with some of the softer, rounder edges that you get with other kind of flowers and leaves, and foliage in your garden. So mix it up in your borders. There are no rules. I don't care what the designers say. There are no rules.
No,
give it a go. Give it a try. Yeah. My garden, my rules.
Yeah, and we all like different things. But grasses, if you want low maintenance, if you want easy gardening, then grasses are a perfect option. Yeah. And you were saying that the more sunny the position, the redder those grasses are.
Yeah, you're going to get the best colour in full sun, basically. It'll work in part shade. If that's the spot you've got and it's part shade, it will be absolutely fine. It's just you're going to get the reddest red if you put it in that full sun position.
I think that's a really beautiful grass.
I think it's beautiful, and it looks lovely in a pot, doesn't it? You can happily put that in a pot, and then you can put the pot into your border as well if you want to. So I quite like that idea. You don't have to dig everything into your border. You can simply put a pot in your border, and then you can move it around as and when you want to.
Well, postage is included on that one today as well. It will come in a 2-litre pot. And if you'd like to order it, don't forget YouGarden.com. Loads of it on our website, 560592. And then we're just going to show you next another beautiful annual. It's a hardy annual, and it is our vintage stocks collection. Now, I just love the colours of these. I think they're really very, very sophisticated, aren't they?
Incredibly sophisticated.
They're nice.
They're so lovely. This is a slightly more compact version of stock, so these aren't going to get to the normal heights that stocks get to. I like this is more compact. We're only talking maybe 30 centimetres at full height and full spread on this. Can I just go have a sniff?
Do you know what? These are fresh from the nursery.
How's your nose?
Do you know, I don't have a great sense of smell, and yet they're
wow,
they're fabulous, aren't they?
Oh my word,
they really are.
That's a beautiful smell.
Oh my word, seriously, that is good.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Yeah.
But it is the colour mix that you're getting on here, and this is why we've called it the vintage mix, because it's lovely deep purples, lilacs, creamy whites, blush pinks included in there, and it's quite high end, isn't it?
Yeah.
We think it looks quite rich.
I just think there's something really sophisticated about that colour palette. I love the mauves and the purples and the creams. They will arrive in flower, but obviously they will flower next year.
Yeah,
in the summertime.
absolutely. Yeah, we're talking sort of. I mean, quite a long flowering season as well. These will do sort of somewhere from May right the way through the summertime is when you'll get the flowers on here. Wonderful as a cut flower to bring inside as well. They're naturally sturdy. They're bushy. They're free flowering. Over half the double flowers, over half of them will be double flowers as well. Pots, borders, doesn't really matter. Put them in as much sun as you can possibly put them in, and just enjoy the flower displays. Enjoy the glorious scent that you're going to be getting from these all the way through the summer months next year. Definitely one that you need to add into your basket. You're making an amazing saving on there right now.
Now,
what are you looking for, Shaun?
We're talking alliums, I think.
Alliums, all right, I'll sort that out.
I'm feeling alliums.
Feeling alliums. I'm always feeling alliums. In a weird way.
Oh, dear. So there's the stock vintage mix hardy annuals there. But yeah, we're talking about alliums. A lot of you have been ordering these. You found them on the website. We have got 100 alliums today for just $14.99, and you get all the different varieties of alliums in this one collection.
What a collection.
Do you know what? It was Peter McDermott, our head gardener, that really got me into alliums about 4 or 5 years ago, and I'd never grown them before. And he did say to me, he said, once you start growing alliums, you'll be hooked. And I am. And you are, aren't you?
I'm hooked.
Architecturally, there is nothing like them. And they're often used in like Chelsea Flower Shows.
Oh, yeah, they were all over the flower shows this year.
Yeah, they were. I went to a
couple. I went to Chelsea, and I went to BBC Gardeners World, and I went to Hampton Court.
I've been there as well. That's nice.
Oh, it was so nice. But yeah, all of them.
Yeah.
Alliums. They were all there, and they the price that they were selling allium bulbs for. I mean, I was so tempted because I felt like I wanted to come home with something, but I knew the prices there were, a lot higher than we will pay here. 100 allium bulbs for $14.99.
Working out 15 pence each. And we get all the different types of allium and the different colours in this collection.
Loads of them. Honestly, so you get 100 bulbs included in here. So we're talking about colour, April, May, June time. We are talking about something that is perennial. It's going to come back for you year after year. It's wonderful to use as a cut flower. The bees love these. I did so many videos of bees bouncing around on the alliums all the time. Honestly, they adore them. And it's amazing that particularly, so these purple ones here, which I think are the Purple Sensation, those are the big bright purple spheres that you get there. You're getting 7 of those. It is absolutely incredible how those can reach up to probably at least a metre in height or up to a metre around there, and they hold those huge, great big balls on the top of these strong, sturdy stems. They don't live up to kids' footballs flying into them, unfortunately, as I have learnt to my peril. But they can deal with wind and stuff.
And my friend Shauna, she left all of her seed heads on there.
Yeah.
And they looked fantastic during the summer, even when the flowers had gone over. And then she's dried them out now for displays.
Yeah, I'm going to do that next year because I've still got all of my bulbs to plant out, and there's a bunch of alliums in there, and I'm going to let them dry. I'm going to try and do a dried flower display.
But you've got all the favourites ones here as well.
I think it's 7 different varieties.
Yes, you have.
1, 2, 3,
so
4, 5,
Molly,
6, 7.
You've got Nigrum, you've got Cristolfi there, of course, as well.
Spherocephalon in there. So honestly, there's loads of them.
Tarnum, isn't it?
Purple Sensation of the bright purple spheres. Then you've got the Christophi, which are the giant lilac, more solid spheres. You've got the Siculum, which, I think we just went past those. Those have got the lovely hanging flowers on them.
Oh, I've got those. Yeah.
I love those. The Nigrum, which are the white globes. The Molly, which are the yellow sparklers. The Drumsticks, which you're looking at right now. And then the Neapolitanum, which are like the white sparklers.
Yeah, there you go.
So 7 different varieties included.
And they are working out just £14.99 today, with postage, of course, included. But they're wonderful bulbs to plant.
They're so
and they are
good.
easy. What I like about them as well, you don't get a lot of leaves with alliums. You know, some bulbs, it's like you get loads of leaves and they take ages to die down. You don't get that with alliums. It's all about the flowers.
No, it is all about the flowers, and they are a favourite to use for garden designers and things because they are just architecturally absolutely stunning. They look like they are hard work to grow, but they are not. Just plant those bulbs out and wait and see.
Yeah. Well, good afternoon. Welcome to YouGarden TV. It's great to be with you, of course. We're live until 2 o'clock this afternoon. And we have got some amazing bargains as well. We have got quite a few sort of clearance items. And obviously, it's a big nursery, but there's always plants, coming in, plants being grown on, and this next palm is an absolute steal today at £9.99. Now, I will mention you've got £6.99 postage, but you know what? You don't have to pay that because if you get your orders £30, we will take all of your postage off. And don't forget, using your code, you'll also get £10 worth of free bulbs, or bulbs worth £9.99, I should say, with YG TV41. But just have a look at the size of this. I mean, there's, Bex, what are you, 5'8", 5'7"?
Oh, you're very kind. 5'6".
Oh, 5'6", there you go.
And a bit.
Maybe I'm shrinking. I don't look that much taller. I'm 5'10" on a good day.
No, you're 5'10". That's
5'10" on a good day.
That's a good 4 inches.
Do you reckon? Anyway.
I reckon.
Look at this. Look at the
wearing
size of this. No, not today. But look at the size of this, and it is absolutely gorgeous. It's a Washingtonian cotton palm.
Yeah.
I think one of the most attractive palms that you will ever find in the UK. The leaves are fascinating because as these open up, you get what are like little threads of cotton. I think they look just gorgeous, don't you?
Yeah.
And I love it. When it rains, the sound of the rain.
Yeah, the sound on them would be really nice.
Gorgeous.
It's called the cotton palm because of these lovely little tendril bits that come off here. The shadows that this is going to cast on the ground is going to be absolutely incredible. And you would think that, that you wouldn't be able to grow this here in the UK because obviously it is, reminiscent of holidays. This is the sort of thing you see when you go on your holiday. But actually this is surprisingly hardy, down to -5 is what we're talking about with this. So depending on where you are in the UK, probably going to be all right. You might want to protect it a little bit. Wrap a fleece around it, or maybe if it's a particularly exposed area, what you will do is tie these fronds up together so it just holds them in place. If it was in your garden, you'd probably be doing... You've got these, right?
No, I've actually got them, yeah. Mine are quite old, so I think they've just got a lot more hardy.
All right now.
Yeah, mine I've got some. I've had them about 15, 20 years. So they're really big, and they just seem to have hardened up over the years.
I think it's amazing we can grow these here in the UK. Considering these are native to... Are these the...
Just to show you, so what we said.
I just can't remember if these were the Canary Islands ones. I think these are the Canary Islands ones, aren't they? You'll find these on a holiday destination. So that we can grow them, I find just amazing.
And just showing you've got all the instructions there, but sun or partial sun. Hardy, as we said, to -5 as well. So just simple instructions on the back there, but. What I will say, when you get this home, I would repot it pretty much straight away.
Yeah, you can sort of see, can't you?
It does need repotting,
from the pot that we've got here. Let me take it off.
Yeah. And we have got some great pots on the show, by the way. So I like...
Over there, underneath the black pot. It's going to be the acorn box planter.
I like this one.
We like this one.
Yeah, this is known as the boxwood.
Boxwood, that's the one.
Yes. So that's the boxwood that we have got on the show today. I just think it's really nice. My mum's got these ones.
Yeah, it's the perfect size for it to go in there, and it works beautifully as far as, the aesthetics are concerned, the colour and how it looks.
Yeah, I think that looks really nice.
That looks lovely as a combination.
But we have got lots of other pots on the YouGarden website, of course, as well. And, as I keep saying, you can, of course, just go on the website, and even if it's things that are not on the TV show, pop them in your basket, and you will get free postage when you spend over £30. That is amazing, that price, isn't it?
It's such a good one. Again, another one I'm tempted by, absolutely. If you want it to get really high, you can plant it out, you can let it reach 10 metres. It will take 10, 20 years to get to those heights, though. So it's a nice slow grower. It's one that you can, you can enjoy watching it go on that growing journey if you want to plant it out there. If you want to restrict the height, put it in a pot. It won't get as tall, but it is a slow grower, so don't worry about it getting too big too quick. But it will provide you holiday feels all through the winter because it's evergreen. So it's not like it's going to shrivel up and die over the winter. It will still look beautiful for you through the cold months.
Today. We are just getting rid of stock of this today.
Yep.
It's been a big seller throughout the week. It is 680251. Now, something that I've got in my garden, and I really do love them. We've got the Nandina, which is also known as the sacred bamboo. And I can honestly say these are one of the plants in my garden that honestly always look good.
Always look good. All the way through the year.
So,
evergreen, leaves are always on there. They sound fantastic as well.
See, we've all got that annoying friend that always looks good, haven't we?
I know.
You know, that one.
I'm not that one.
No, I'm not that one either. But these always do look good. You get 2 of the plants in the 2-litre pots.
Yep.
You will also get 2 fantastic planters with these. These are known as the pine cone planters. So you're going to get those. And we are doing a bundle today. Normally, these would cost the best part of £60, but we're looking at £24.96 today. Now, when we say these always look good, they are evergreen.
That's it. They are evergreen, but they have this wonderful colour-changing foliage that you can see on here. Now this one down here, this one's a bit more green. It's got a few changing colours on there, but this one's really starting to give us its firework display of those changing colours to the foliage, and it does it with the changing temperatures. Now that doesn't mean that these leaves are going to drop off, because we expect that at this time of year. We expect, leaves are going to turn orange and red, and then they're going to fall to the ground. But not this one. This one actually then just turns back to green again during those lovely summer months. During once a mature plant will also create flowers and berries on there as well.
So great for obviously the birds in the winter time.
So you've just got all. Look at that colour.
And honestly, when it gets really cold, these are really dramatic.
Yeah.
They'll get redder and redder, and when it warms up, they'll go back to green colours. But they look amazing, and I actually like these in pots as well because they are a lot more compact.
They are. They're only a couple of feet by a couple of feet height and spread, 60 centimetres height and spread. So I think these are wonderful to have in pots actually, and they're ones that you will enjoy absolutely all year round. They sound wonderful in the breeze. They look gorgeous because of that colour changing foliage that you've got on there, and I love the fact that you're getting 2 of these included because you can keep one for yourself and then you can put another one up to give as a gift. That is a wonderful living gift to give to somebody. Ridiculously winter hardy. So you've got the guarantee from us here at YouGarden, and when I say ridiculously winter hardy, I really do mean it. This one is tough as old boots. minus 23 to plus 43 is what we're talking about as far as its temperature range. So it's not a problem. This one can deal with it.
It can cope with climate change
totally
very well.
Can deal with it.
Designed to do that. I love them, so I've got them in my garden, and they never ever seem to look bad. And again, I'll say it again, if you're buying those, just add a few other, one other item to your basket, get it to over £30, and you will get free delivery on that as well. But what we're going to do is just, there you go, free P&P and on all orders today over £30. We really pushed for that promotion, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah, because a lot of you do contact us and messages, and you just love it when we do the free postage. So we have got that this Sunday. Can't promise we've got it next Sunday, but we've definitely got it today. So do take advantage. Let's remind you that some of the great items we've seen so far here on YouGarden TV this super Sunday. So we've got this fantastic spring flowering bulb collection. Now, my word, 300 bulbs. Honestly, 300 bulbs for under £10 today. And in the collection, you've got 80 of the Allium Molly. You've got the Iphian mixed varieties. Oh, we're looking at the Mascari there. I call them Great Hyacinths. You've got Narcissi. You've got 15 of those. That's the Marie Claire Diamond Collection. Gorgeous tulips, a mixed variety. You're going to get 30 of the tulips in here. That's the Iphian that I mentioned. So you're going to get 80 of those. They're really nice little flowers. More alliums. They're the Allium Molly. So they're the yellow variety of allium. Sort of later spring. You've also got another variety of allium there, which is the white one, which is the Neapoliatum. And again, these are all spring flowering. The first ones to flower will be the crocus, which are also included 15 of those as well, and that is 630050. Now we've also got, if you just love the idea of growing alliums, we have got them by themselves, but it's a complete allium collection. So all the different varieties there, several varieties, different colours, different heights, but all designed to give you the most dramatic displays, and that is 630126. And then we've got the Pansy Cool Wave. Now these have been the top seller today, and I'm not surprised at all. We are doing on this Sunday show, buy 10, get 10 plants absolutely free. Now don't forget, this is a prolific flowerer. It flowers up to 9 months of the year. That's amazing, isn't it? 9 months, that would take you even through to May time. They do gently trail, so ideal for hanging baskets, ideal for pots and containers. Fully hardy, so all the way down to -20, -25 even. But they're just so reliable, and I really mean that. I think they're wonderful. They're the best performing pansy that I know of. Slightly smaller flower than some of the other pansies out there, but a lot bigger than a viola. And they're only $14.99. Very busy for those, 400967. And then to complement those, we have got some wonderful violas for you. And these violas are the Sorbet Jump Up Mix. So a lot more vibrant colours. You've got like all sorts in this collection. So oranges, purples, yellows, just really colourful. I think it's a bit of a party bowl, this one. You know, you look at it and it's energetic to look at. Those faces are absolutely gorgeous, aren't they? Some beautiful variety in there. And obviously, totally ready to be planted out in beds, borders, pots, containers right now. And they've got a £7 saving today at £12.98, 410036. And then actually, one of the ones on our website that you may have spotted, this is quite I think it's quite a specialist variety. Really, for those of you that like to create maybe a bit of a designer look, this is the Viola Sorbet Tiger's Eye. I grew these last year in our pub garden, and I just grew them en masse, and they look really, really good. I think they're very, very striking, a little bit different. And we are doing an offer today where you get 30 plants for just £19.97. 410158 is your item number. And don't forget your composting. If you need to get your basket to over £30, then just get some extra compost. I'm not being funny, but you'll always need it. Now's the time where you're probably making up your winter baskets, your winter, pots, containers, and also just getting the beds and borders ready as well. And you obviously can add the compost to your beds and borders. 100125. Now we also had on the show one of the most used products that I've ever bought. And I really mean that. I use these pots every single time that I garden. They are brilliant. They are tough as old boots. So really strong, recycled plastic. The handles are moulded in. You know, have you ever bought a garden truck and it's quite light and flimsy, then the handles have ripped away when you put something too heavy in it? Not with these, they're really, really strong. You can use them for collecting leaves, you can use them for weeding, you can use them for taking logs in and out of the home, whatever. But they are a brilliant pot to grow things in. I've grown raspberry canes, strawberries, potatoes. I've still got my tomatoes in there right now, but they are brilliant for fruit trees, and we have got some fruit trees on the show as well. So if you want to go for the pots, 130011 are just £19.99. Oh, and your postage is included on those. Then we also brought you one of the best kind of ground coverers that we've got. It's the Erigeron, or Sea of Blossom. Garden ready plants, and these are only £7.49. So these will literally flower pretty much all summer long. They spread to like 50 centimetres in terms of width and 50 centimetres in height, maybe a little bit more. You've constantly got flowers, they just keep going, and they're only £7.49 for 10 plants. So you've got to bear in mind, they are only, it works out about 75 pence per plant. which is brilliant. Now, obviously, you've got your postage, but if you get your orders £30, you'll have no postage to pay as well. 410120. Now, certain items are selling very, very quickly today. Thank you to everyone that's put together an order. Loads, you're putting together big orders now, but that's a great one just to get your basket to over £30 and a brilliant ground cover. 410120. The other item that's a really low price on the show are these. And we're talking our Primula Pretty Polly Blushing Peach. Aren't they gorgeous? Honestly, I just look at this and think they're so feminine to me, and they're so delicate, and you've got gentle pinks and yellows in there, and they're doubles, of course, and they will come back year after year, and they love a shady spot, so they'll be very happy in a little shady corner or in pots and containers. They will die down a bit during the summer. They don't like it when it gets too hot, but they will come back year after year after year, and over a period of time, they'll form big clumps. And we can, of course, then divide them as well. So that's a little item that you might want to add to your basket to get it to over £30 today. 480866. And we do have free gifts. I think it's the last time we're doing this for a while, this one.
I think so. We had a meeting the other day. I'm pretty sure they did send the show list, and I've forgotten what was on it, but I think it might be a different list next week.
You'll have to tune in Wednesday. We're back Wednesday, by the way. 10 o'clock, aren't we?
10 o'clock till 1.
2 till 4. Well, remember.
Thank you. I struggled there for a second.
So we're live. Now, obviously, times may change throughout the year, so always check our schedule on the website. But yeah, this week it's Wednesday, 10 till 1 and 2 till 4, the same on Thursday.
Same on Thursday,
so we might have a different free gift next week. But right now, this is your free gift with every single order today. All you need to do is use YGTV41. You do need to put that offer code in your basket. Could we, a little bit later, I don't know if Christian can do this, but show kind of how you put together the basket and what happens? We had the codes. Oh, we can do that quite easily, so we'll show you that. Because if you don't put the offer code in your basket, you won't get the free gift and you won't get all the other promotions as well.
That's it.
But we're going to go back to one of the absolute stars today, which is our Agapanthus, and this is a half-price deal. We're just going to be perfectly honest. If we were to sell this in, peak season, so summer, and this was in full flower, and the flowers would probably be up to about here, we could charge probably 3 times the price for it, couldn't we?
Easily, because look at the size of it. First of all, this is a well-established. I'll let you do that.
Look at this. It's really mature. Look at that area.
It's a big.
It is a big one. Look at it.
It really, really is. Okay, and look, grown in premium professional compost. It's a really big one. This, and it is going to reach a decent height as well. There are more compact versions of Agapanthus out there. This is not one of those. This is a show-stopping large one, meter 20 in height. Those flower spikes are going to reach up to. And look at that. I mean, the foliage is absolutely lush and gorgeous on here. But then rising up tall out of the top of here, you're going to get these gorgeous firework displays of the flowers that happen with your Agapanthus. And Agapanthus, we love it because it's a showstopper. It is definitely attention grabbing. This is the one that you look at when it's in flower. It's beautiful the way that it opens. You can see on those flower spikes there that you've got some of the flowers opening, some buds, some ready to open. I love the way that happens on there. It is so interesting. And this is winter hardy. It will come back for you year after year. It will multiply as well. You will be able to divide this and create additional flowers from it, additional plants from it. It's wonderful as a pot plant because it likes that root hugging kind of feeling going on with it. So it's fantastic if you want to put it in a pot, but it doesn't stop you from planting it out in your borders. That's exactly what you've done, Shaun, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got mine in my borders. I've got the small, I've got the mid-size, so I've definitely got room for one of these as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yes. You've got a nice big garden. You should be filling it with stuff like this. Go for it.
Yeah, I have got a big garden, and I'm very lucky. But
you've worked hard for it. You can take that. Don't you worry. You have worked hard.
But I've still got a lot of work to do in the garden.
Exactly.
Yeah. And a lot of gaps to fill. But that is going to be spectacular. And honestly, it's half price today. Now you'll know if you're a keen gardener. Now's a really good time to pick up some real bargains.
Totally.
It really is.
Well, yeah, the thing is, okay, so now's the time we're clearing stock for new stock to come in. A lot of people out there think that gardening is done. It's not. But there are a lot of people that do. And this is why you can now pick up some absolute bargains.
Yeah. And it's a really good time to
It's
plant.
so good.
It's great, you know, it's autumn, the ground's still warm, you can get this in your garden right now, let it settle and you'll get even better and bigger displays next year. One of the things that surprised me, a lot of garden centres in the height of summer will be selling things in full flower, but that's actually a really bad time to plant something when it's, you know, when it's really in full flower, it doesn't want to be moved. It doesn't want to be disturbed. And when you plant things in midsummer, it's really hot. Unless you're watering every 5 minutes.
Well, yeah, they get transplant shock. I mean, to be honest, a plant at any time of the year, you know, struggles to be moved from one place to another. But certainly in the height of summer, they really, really don't like it.
I once moved a budleia in the height of summer, and how it survived, I do not know. It did just clung on for dear life. But yeah, now's a great time to plant this Agapanthus 680130. Right, Kojo No Mice coming up next.
I love this one.
Seriously, you wait till springtime. This is going to look...
Well, this is another one, okay? If we were selling this and this size, because this is a really well-established one. It is. If we were selling this in spring when it's got the blossom on it, this is absolutely another one that we'd probably be able to charge double the amount for. I mean, to get this at $14.99, and this is well-established. It's a slow-growing plant, so I would suggest that this is at least 3 years old.
Yeah, I would say so. At least,
I planted a baby one. It was probably only about that big earlier on this year. It was early. It was probably about February time, March time.
I do remember the mini ones that we sold.
Diddy one, and it is only a third of this size. So,
so it's got a way to go.
After nearly a full year of growing, it's got a way to go to get to this size.
Now, this will lose its leaves in winter. It is deciduous. But, oh my word, when it comes to springtime, the blossom that you will get is...
It's all about that blossom. Oh. It is the most delightful, gorgeous blossom that you can get, I think. It's so,
and you get so
pretty.
much of it, don't you?
Loads of it. I mean, one of the other names for it is Flight of the Butterflies, and I think it's because the plant looks like it's just been completely covered in these beautiful, butterflies with the blossom on there. Now, even though it's deciduous and it loses its leaves, it actually has this real beauty to the bare leaves, because there's something about the way they grow. There's a zigzag quality to them, and that's where you get the buds and the blossom growing from. So the blossom grows along the length of the branches, and it's this gorgeous zigzag effect that you get on here. Bright red buds that you get, and then the blossom erupts from it. It has a kind of ancient quality with that zigzag effect from the branches. It's got a tranquil beauty because it's almost bonsai-like in the way that it's slow growing and the shape and size that it grows to. It is breathtakingly beautiful once that blossom arrives. It's just perfectly formed. There's so much going on with this tree that
honestly, you will love it. I've got one of these, and the blossom in the last year was just incredible.
Incredible. I cannot wait for mine. Now it can get big. It can, but it'll take 10, 15 years for it to get there. It can get up to 1.5 meters, 2 meters. But as I say, it will take a long time for you to get there. So keep this one. I mean, I don't know, you could put it out in a border, no problem, because it is winter hardy. It has the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit. Put it in a border if you want to. But I just think this is a perfect pot plant, personally.
Well, good afternoon, by the way. Welcome.
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Hello.
Welcome to our potting shed. We are in the middle of our 11-acre nursery. Hey, next week we're extending the potting shed, aren't we?
I'm so excited.
Yes. That means more room to move around and more plants.
We're going to have a little bit more space. We're going to go around the corner. We're going to do a little rearrange.
Yes.
It's going to be exciting.
So the studio's going to be extended, but we are literally outside here. We've got 11 acres of plants. We're in the middle of Lincolnshire. The company itself, and many of you will know this, but YouGarden, their tagline is gardening for everybody, and they have got plants for every type of garden and all levels of experience. They offer a lifetime guarantee with all of the hardy plants.
Absolutely.
All the winter hardy plants. They've got great customer service. All of their packaging is 100% recyclable. In fact, they've done lots of things environmentally. We've got the big reservoir now.
Massive reservoir out there, which saves so much water.
I think it's millions of litres,
ridiculous.
Isn't it?
Yeah. All the
lifting vehicles are electric.
That's it.
Yeah.
See, you can read my mind now.
I'm in there. So yeah, you know, we really, you know, are so privileged to be working in such a wonderful place.
Yeah.
And now, you know, a lot of you are loving the fact that we are live streaming the shows. If you ever miss a show, you can catch up on our website. Just look for the TV icon, press that, and it'll show you where the catch-up shows are. But we also love it when you're part of the show. So if you still want to say hello, comment, you can do it live on YouTube and, of course, on Facebook as well. But we've learned a lot presenting the gardening shows over the years, and something that I only really bought in the last 2 years.
Yeah, it was this one.
Was the Bowls Mauve.
Okay,
I mean, God.
Both of us cannot recommend this one highly enough. This is an absolute beauty, but not only that, it's a true workhorse. This is a proper performer. If you want a plant that's going to earn its place in your garden, this is the one to get. Easy gardening for the most wonderful, long-lasting displays. And look at those flowers. I love the colours that you get on here. Really long flowering season, and I mean it. February this starts to flower, and it keeps going all the way through the spring, all the way through the summer, all the way into the first beginning parts of autumn, right the way through to now, October. I've still got flowers on mine, and it still looks absolutely fantastic.
And Bex, I was quite ruthless last year in terms of chopping it back.
Yeah.
But it seems to be, I mean...
It doesn't mind.
No,
It really
it
doesn't
bounced
mind.
back really quickly.
It's a relatively compact plant.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it can get 60, 70 centimetres in height. Mine's not that mature yet, but yeah, it can do. And about 40 centimetre spread. So lovely plant for putting into your borders.
They are amazing, and I just don't know why I'd never bought them before.
No, I know, because it's such a hard worker.
Yeah.
I mean, workhorse. It is a proper workhorse.
And unlike your wallflowers that you might get, you know, for a few years.
This is no wallflower. This is amazing.
It will come. And you're going to get these flowers year after year.
Year after year, yeah. It's a beautiful perennial. I mean, you want to deadhead it a little bit. I neglected deadheading mine. I've been so busy the last month. I've barely been able to get out and do any gardening. I neglected a little bit, so it's not got as many flowers on it as it should have. It's still got flowers and it still looks amazing.
And evergreen, of course.
And evergreen, yeah, absolutely. Just get out there and chop it. You don't have to be too careful with it. You can even get the shears on it, chop the flowers off, and it will just encourage more blooms to come through.
Honestly, they are. We cannot recommend those highly enough. So,
Winter hardy.
Yes.
Lifetime guarantee. You won't need to use it because it is a workhorse. Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit, plus they've given it their badge of perfect for pollinators. Brilliant plant. I don't know how else to tell it to
have we
you.
convinced you at home?
Honestly, this is such a good one. Such a good one. And you're getting 3 of them. 3 of these.
Yep.
So you could plant all 3 together, or you could dot these around into, whichever borders you
Leave
want.
a reasonable amount of space between them.
I would though, because it will fill
out.
it. You don't want to overplant this one.
Now, next to our fantastic Bowls Mauve wallflowers there, we have got our hardy Japanese anemone. Do you know, I'm really pleased because we had these on the show on Thursday and none of them were out. And in the last few days, they started to open up.
That's so pretty.
Let's have a little. Oh yeah, good to see that now.
So pretty.
So you are going to get 3 of these. You get 3 different varieties.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, you're getting 3 different varieties. You are getting that bright pink one there, which is going to be the Prince Heinrich. So that has the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit. You also get the Queen Charlotte, which is the light pink colour. That has the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit. And you're getting the Whirlwind, which is the white one. That one doesn't have the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit. I don't know, because it probably deserves it. Maybe they just haven't trialled and tested that one.
No.
Don't worry about it, though. These are winter hardy. It comes to you with that lifetime guarantee from us here at YouGarden. You do not need to worry about these ones.
I hope it doesn't feel left out. That's my worry.
I feel a bit sad for it now. They are herbaceous. They will, they'll die back down underground, but these give you late colour in your garden. That's why we're bringing these to you now, because this is what we do on our YouGarden TV shows. What we're bringing you is things you should be doing in your garden now, things that are of interest now.
Yes.
So this hits it on 2 counts. Yes, you should be planting your perennials out right now. And number 2, this is a late flowerer. So this doesn't come into flower until August time, but then it keepes going through September and October.
It's like me, I was a late bloomer.
Late bloomer, yeah. This is exactly what this one is. So
I was definitely a late bloomer.
This is going to give you that late colour when a lot of your summer flowers are starting to fade. Totally winter hardy, cut flower, easy easy to grow. Again, another lovely collection.
I just think that there's a naturally lovely way that these move as well. You know, some things need a lot of staking and things like that. These don't.
No, not so much at all. And they do reach a decent height as well. Metre 20, so, 3-4 feet in height, these are going to reach for you. And they really don't need staking.
And in terms of position?
Sun.
I would say, best
Tolerates part shade, but best in full sun.
They are wonderful. And again, we've got an offer today where you get all 3 different varieties. It's just £14.97, working out just under £5 per pot there. 480128, all ready to plant right now. Now, next door to this, we have got a brilliant value deal on our garden ready perennials. We had a bit of feedback from customers saying, because we've done like 20 packs of 20 perennials and things like that, but a lot of you said, I could do with a few less, but more varieties. So we've done that. We've got here the Salvia, which is the Queen Victoria, the Rebecca, which is the Goldstone variety, and the Digitalis, the foxglove, as I call it, the foxglove, which is the Dalmatian mix. But we are doing a massive saving of £25 today. So if you work it out, 30 plants for £19.97, I make that about 66 pence a plant.
Yeah.
Which is amazing value. And these are ready to plant now, and they will deliver fantastic flowers next year.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they're 66 pence a plant.
66 pence a plant, and these are perennials, so they're going to come back for you every single year. Every single one of these has the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit, so they are proven performers in our gardens. They all like a sunny position. The lobelia and the foxglove will prefer. Your foxglove prefers a part shade position.
And there's the foxglove
plant, so that will cope with sunshine, but it prefers part shade. Lobelia, Queen Victoria, that like sun, will cope with part shade. The Rudbeckia, sun.
Yeah, absolutely.
That wants a sunny position. But let's talk about the foxglove, shall we? Dalmatian mix, and you can see by the speckling, the colour in there, that's where it gets its name from. Your mum's cottage is foxglove cottage, right?
Yes, and she's got lots of foxgloves. And do you know what? And I said this earlier on in the week, they do, I think, look really good en masse.
Yeah.
Because that's how they naturally grow, because they self-seed and things like that. So you're going to get 10 of those fantastic Digitalis Dalmatian mix. Great for the back of a border, great, as Bex said, for a slightly shady spot, and I believe great planted en masse. So put all of those 10 together in an area of your garden, and they will look fantastic. They really, really will. Then we've also got in the collection...
the Rudbeckia.
Now, this is one that loves full sun.
Yeah, so these are the wonderful yellow kind of daisy-looking flowers, but much bigger than a daisy.
You can tell that's going to enjoy full sun.
Oh my word!
It
yes,
looks like a sun, doesn't it?
It does look
looks like
a sun. And the bees love this. This is definitely one for the pollinators. Again, lovely planted en masse like that. Having a carpet of these is amazing. They're going to reach about 60, 70 centimetres in height. Each plant, you'll get multiple flowers on there. I've got the slightly smaller version, the little gold star. I've got 10 flowers on one plant this year, and they do multiply, they do naturalise, they get bigger and better for you every single year. I love the contrast with that black button landing pad in the middle. It just looks gorgeous with that yellow.
That looks really striking, but say bees, that's like perfect, isn't it?
Yeah, they are. They're all over that. Easy to grow, sun position, winter hardy, wildlife friendly. Use it as a cut flower, put it in pots, put it in borders. Oh my word, I ticked every box.
And honestly, they do again look good en masse. Adam Woolcott, one of our garden experts, who's a multi-award winning garden designer, he's got several of these in his borders, and God, they look good. Yeah. And then finally, you'll also get the Lobelia Queen Victoria. Now again, this isn't like your summer bedding lobelia. They're completely different. This is the perennial. This is Queen Victoria. Gorgeous foliage, like bronze foliage, and then topped off with these crimson flowers. And this again, it will be very happy in a sunny spot. Yeah,
it'll be very happy in a sunny spot. It'll cope with a bit of shade, but yeah, it'll be very happy in sun. Reaches a nice height as well, 80, 90 centimetres.
Yes. So back of a border.
I would suggest back of a border, depending on the depth of your border, obviously. Absolutely beautiful, though. The foliage, I think, is very valuable. That darker coloured foliage really does contrast wonderfully with with the greener colours in your gardens. And it is just a joy to behold. I think those flowers look like birds of paradise. They're really, really pretty. And it will form clumps as well over the years, so it's something that you can actually then, divide.
And I mentioned the value again, 66 pence a plant. That's what it works out today. I don't want you to pay the postage. You have got £6.99 postage. Get your order to over £30 and you will get free delivery as well. So do bear that in mind. If you get your order to over £30, you will get free delivery today as well. Jim, I'm having a lovely time here.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest, it's slightly chilly.
Yeah, see, I did the double jumper situation.
Yeah. And we're not allowed to put the heaters on, am I right? Will it?
No, we can't put them on because it affects the cameras.
I'm going to wear my thermals next time.
Yeah, I went for the double jumper situation. I was like, polar neck and a jumper.
So I thought, Bex hadn't bothered today much, but that's why.
I knew it was going to be cold. I knew today was going to be cold.
You really did. But it's actually outside. It's a bit chilly in here because we had a cool night, but actually it's full sunshine outside.
Yeah, but it's lovely out
there. I've got a couple of days off after this. Have you?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, I'm out in the garden.
Out in the garden.
Yeah.
Well, I'm doing the Harvest Festival with the kids' school tomorrow.
Lovely.
I'm going to be one of the parents. I've volunteered myself, so I'm doing that in the morning. But then, I might actually start planting some bulbs out.
Yeah.
I really do need to.
So it's a great week to get out in the garden. It really, really is. Delivery, by the way, we always aim to deliver within 5 to 7 working days, but a lot of deliveries right now, sometimes you might even get your order the next day. So, we don't guarantee that, obviously, but we are really, really swift with our deliveries right now. Right, we better move on because we've also got
Geranium Roseanne.
Geranium Roseanne. Now, Christian, my wonderful director, I've got a picture of this in my garden. I don't know if you can find it.
Look into it.
It's like quite a big, deep border with these right at the front. Have a little look anyway. Thank you. Don't worry if you can't find it. But we've got this right now. You either get one for £12.99 or two for £19.98. Bex has got one down there. Do you know what? Such a hard-working plant. Now, a lot of you will have had your bedding geraniums, and unless you overwinter them, they're going to obviously die, and you probably get some new ones next year. These are a perennial, a herbaceous perennial that will come out year after year. Obviously, they will completely die down beneath the soil in the winter months, but mine have flowered again all summer long. They spread beautifully, and they just. I think they give, it's an old expression, but a lot of bang for your buck. You know?
Absolutely.
They're hard workers. They perform. They're brilliant.
Yeah, they really do perform. The colour on them is absolutely
It's
glorious.
lovely, yeah.
The Roseanne actually won the Chelsea Plant of the Year in 2018, which was the 100th Chelsea Flower Show. Which
so, that says a lot,
pretty prestigious award. Definite proven performer in our gardens. Winter hardy. Excellent ground cover you get from these plants as well. I'm growing these in a couple of borders. One's sort of more sunny than the other. Both are doing absolutely beautifully. Yours look better than mine.
Thanks.
They do. But, garden goals, I'll get there. I'm going to hope mine look as good as yours.
With all gardens, there's always some things in yours that look better than somebody else's.
Yeah, and I've got kids to deal with who kick footballs into it all the time. You don't have that problem.
No, I don't actually.
Half of mine get destroyed because of the kids' footballs.
Although we did have a sheep in the garden.
Did you?
We had a deer as well. I live in the country. And one day I was like, what on earth? It was a baby deer.
Just walking across your garden.
Well, running, like petrified, bless it. I live in the country, so I get all sorts.
I mean, this is fantastic for its flowering season as well, though, isn't it? So mine have still got a few flowers on now. It'll flower May right the way through to October. So again, I think a bit like your Bowles mauve, it's a bit of a workhorse. It just keeps going. You don't really need to do much to it.
And as Beck said, they are good at covering. They really are great at filling in gaps and, just minimum effort. So, great time to plant them. So put them in the ground right now while it's warm. They'll settle in over the winter. And then I promise you, next spring and summer, you will get the most amazing displays. And do you know what? I don't know. Well done, Christian. That's one of my borders.
Very good.
So, there's the two there right at the front. And do you know what? I've not touched them this year.
How long have you had those in?
2 years.
Yeah, that's why yours look better than mine. Mine are a bit newer than yours. I need another year.
Yeah, I was just thinking, last year they looked good, but this year they look fine. It's 2 years, yeah.
So, perennials. This is the thing with perennials. First year they sleep, second year they creep, third year they leap.
Yeah.
Is the general
Yeah.
sort of rule. So mine, although they've been beautiful this year, obviously they're just getting established. So next year when mine come back, they're going to look amazing, and then third year they look even better. This is the joyful thing about going on the journey with perennial planting, because you can just watch them get better and better.
Yeah.
It's a lovely thing to watch.
So you've got a double up deal on those. £19.98, an amazing variety of geranium that will come back year after year after
Love
year.
it.
Yeah, is it gorgeous, that one?
I'm so excited about next year.
I am.
My garden's going to look amazing.
Hey, and do you know what we'd love you to do at home as well? Just keep taking pictures when you've planted things.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, you know, we'd love to see kind of like before and after.
I love a before and after.
I do, you know, what it looked like when you planted it and what it looks like now, you know. So, yeah, try and keep us on your gardening journey, won't you? Right, we're going to quickly remind you of compost as well, because loads of you ordering our compost today, and this is it's our best-selling garden product. It's our premium professional compost. We're going to give you today 100 litres for just £24.98 with free delivery, or delivery included as well. And we can honestly say, over the many, many years that we've brought you this compost from the nursery, it's always the top-selling product. Always. Yeah, we love it. We absolutely love it. If you are a club member, and a lot of you have joined the club recently, you will get 10% discount on all the plants and the compost as well. Let's talk about that. Well, let's look at it first of all, because you do know the moment you open up the bag that you've invested in something of an exceptional quality.
Yeah, you
Smells
do.
good.
I mean, it smells.
It smells fresh, doesn't it?
I love the smell of it, honestly. And I was reading it, like the smell of compost is supposed to release lovely things in your brain.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was reading something. This is why gardening is good for you. Oh. Honestly, it's really, really fascinating. And you can tell from the smell of this how wonderful this is. It smells fresh, and you can tell that from the, just from the texture of it, for example. You've done it before where you've bought a cheaper bag of compost, which is false economy, I'm telling you right now, and you know the difference. You can smell the difference.
Have you ever bought a bag of compost and you've had to kind of like chop it up and
that.
And you know what I mean? It comes out in chunks and lumps,
Yeah.
and you have to get with your fork to break it all down. Have you ever bought compost where you open up the bag and there's like lots of white kind of like
almost like mould, isn't
it? Like a fungal stuff going on? Or you might have you ever bought compost and there's big bits of twigs in it because it hasn't been composted down enough? There are, I think, the varieties of compost and the difference in quality is vast.
It is. It's really, really vast. And I've learned that to my detriment. I used to think it really doesn't matter. It's just dirt, isn't it? Stuff will grow in dirt. It's fine. How naive.
I know.
How stupidly naive I was. No, you need really good quality compost. It's like the foundation. This is what's going to feed our plants.
And I think particularly in containers and hanging baskets, when that plant has only got that amount of space and that amount of nutrients to actually live in. I think when you're putting plants in your beds and borders, I do always mix them in when I dig the hole to put a plant in. I'll always mix them in, but I do think particularly in pots and containers and hanging baskets, it's really important to have the right compost.
Yeah, and maybe at tricky times of the year, winter can be a tricky time of year, can't it? It's good to have these.
Summer can when it's really hot,
When it's really hot,
you don't want a compost that dries out and then cannot be re-watered easily. Bex is busy finding slow-release fertiliser right now.
Quite enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
There, you find all these little green balls dotted throughout the compost, and this is the slow-release fertiliser that's going to feed your plants for a good 6 months once you plant anything into this. Seeds,
there's a good amount in there, isn't there?
There's loads, honestly. You just have to turn it over and we're finding more and more each time. Loads of this in here. So feeding your plants for a good 6 months once you plant your whatever it might be in here. Other incredible ingredients that we've got in here. A slow release, I've just said it, a slow release fertiliser. Yes.
Well, it's worth saying twice, isn't it?
We've got lime in here to balance out the pH. This is what turns this from into an all-round compost. Seeds through to trees, anything in between you can plant in here. I've also repotted up my houseplants. I've got a Damn it. It's a yucca that needs repotting, and I'm going to do that with this. There's so many things you can use it for. You will find that the plants that are grown at the nursery, they have been potted in this. The pre-planted hanging baskets, they've been planted in this. The agapanthus that's right next to me, it has been potted in this. This is a premium professional compost.
In fact, my Panzercool waves
that Shaun's brought in his pot, potted in the premium professional compost.
Yeah. There you go.
The texture of this is unbelievable.
Look how good that looks as well. It's only a few weeks old, isn't it? There you go.
Yeah, look, I can see it's premium professional compost.
I run a garden club that Bex was at this week and kindly spoke there, and all the prizes that made up were grown in this compost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I don't want the gardening community to give them prizes were no good.
They didn't last long, did they?
Yeah, they were rubbish. No, so I planted them all up in this. It's really worth getting hold of it today. I would join the club just for the compost. I'm not being funny, because for £5 you could join our discount club, and then you'd save the best part of £2.50 today on this compost.
Or just get all your money back for joining the club and buy 200 litres, and you'll get £5 back, and that covers the cost of joining the club. And you will soon use those 4 bags. You will.
Yeah, so it really, it's just such a brilliant product. And look, we don't claim to be the cheapest.
No.
But you know what? Actually, we're competitive, and we believe we're the best.
Yeah.
So, good afternoon. Welcome to, of course, YouGarden TV with myself, Shaun Ryan. Known on social media, Shaun Ryan, presenter and plant man. If you want to have a comment, follow, whatever, share your pictures with me.
Yeah, same here. So Bex with an X, Edwards, My Garden is what you need to search for on Instagram and Facebook. Yeah. And we do share our own gardening stories. We share news about the shows and any exciting future plans.
I was going to say, if you go on and have a look on our social media, you're going to find out where YouGarden will also be appearing very shortly.
Yes. And we will always be here as well. YouGarden TV will continue.
Yes, absolutely. We've got plans for the next 12 months already mapped out, aren't
Absolutely, yeah.
Yes. Right.
Yay!
What?
It's just exciting.
Oh no! Sorry, yes. Yeah, it is. You got it, you know, and we're just really looking forward to you being part of our gardening journey. And there's also loads of hints and tips on the website. We are going to be putting more content on there as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's going to be some great free content that you can just watch. And, you know, together we're all going to have amazing gardeners, no matter what type of garden you've currently got, and no matter what level of experience you've got as well. But let's remind you of some of the great items we've seen today, this Sunday, here with YouGarden TV. Love these. Now, I adore Narcissi, but you've got 100 in here, and they're the tete-a-tetes, head-to-head. So lots of lovely little heads. You get 100 there. The smaller variety, so they're a lot more compact, ideal for the pots that they come with. And they do come with two of the bird trellis planters, and you'll also get 20 litres of our premium professional compost as well. That's a brilliant deal. And that is 201203. Now, we've got massive discounts on our fruit trees today. We've got an apple and a pear, both down to $12.99. So they're a compact variety. They will only grow to about 2.5 metres. They are really well established. These are mature trees, like really, really good mature trees. And what I can honestly say is, for that kind of price, $12.99, you should be getting a bare root that will take several years to grow. These are already fully grown mature trees that will produce great yields from now on. And that is 300268. And it is it's a conference pear, which is one of the it's one of the absolute favourites here in the UK. Really tasty, really juicy. Now, you can grow fruit trees in pots very, very easily, that particular variety, and we have got the perfect pot for it, which is our heavy duty pot. But the great news is you don't just get one, you actually get 4 of these for £19.99. And honestly, you see now the pot's been used for other things apart from growing, so great for collecting leaves, using as a garden shrub, for weeding, superb for carrying things around in as well, because you've got the two big carry handles there as well. 130011 is the item number, and they've got great drainage around the sides and the bottom, so ideal for growing potatoes, fruit trees, raspberries, tomatoes, and anything else that you want to. Something that I use every time I garden, and I promise you, I honestly have got 2 sets of these at home. 130011. Now, another brilliant winter bedding plant that we've got for you today, live in YouGarden, is the selection of violas. Now, they're called the Sorbet Jumper Mix, and they jump out at you, these, don't they? They've got lovely faces, lots of different colours, they're bright, they're vibrant. I think there's a little bit of a party going on with these. They just make me smile, and I know they'll make you smile as well. Garden ready, put them in your beds, your borders. They're more upright compared to the Panzer Wave, so they're upright rather than trailing, so ideal for, say, beds and borders. And of course your pots as well. 410036 at just £12.98. Also, a brilliant deal on our wisteria. Now, this variety is known as Amethyst Falls. So, what makes it different? Well, it's more compact, so it's not going to grow as big as some of those other varieties out there. Also, you don't have to wait years for this to flower, so it should flower in its first year. And often you'll get flowers springtime, but you may well get a second flourish in autumn as well. We are doing a double up deal, so one for £24.99, or for an extra £5 you can go for 2, and that's 550238. So that's a really good deal for that. Now, something that I've got in my garden, I discovered it from YouGarden, it's the Erigeron, the Sea of Blossom. So this is a perennial. It does die back in the winter. Mine didn't die back completely, but you know, it was a bit inconspicuous, I should say, in the winter. But in summer, for most of the summer, it will look like this. So you get masses of almost like daisy type flowers, but the lovely thing is they change colour. So they'll go from the white to the light pink to the dark pink, and it just keeps going. And if you've got areas where you get lots of weeds and you can't seem to get rid of those weeds, just don't give those weeds a chance. Put something like the Erigeron in there, and it will just cover that area and not really allow any space for those weeds to come through. And don't forget, you're going to get 10 plants today for just £7.49. 410120. And then we have got an incredible offer on our Nepeta, the Six Hills Giant. Lovely perennial, this one. Buy one, get 2 absolutely free. And look at those wonderful, delicate little purple flowers. The wildlife love this, so yes, it is a bit of a magnet for your butterflies and your bees. Comes back year after year. And interestingly enough, it is a little bit of a stimulant for cats, because it's often known as cat mint. It's a natural kind of catnip. So if you've got cats and you want them to be ultra happy, then maybe try growing these. And that is at 560778 at just £9.98. And don't forget, there's just a couple of things I want to remind you of. Free delivery when you spend over £30 or more. Very important. A lot of you I know have got baskets waiting to go right now. Just get them to over £30 and you will get free postage and packaging. We are running that offer live this Sunday afternoon. I love that. So try and think about the heavy things like the apple tree, the pear tree, things that would normally £6.99 postage. Get your order to over £30, you know, just get some extra compost, whatever, and we will deliver your entire order absolutely free. Also, we are going to give you, with every single order today, your free summer solstice mix. And this is a summer bulb collection worth £9.99. You just need to use YGTV41 and you'll get all of those free summer bulbs, including the allium molly that we're looking at right now. They're absolutely gorgeous. This is one, Bex, that I've never grown.
Yeah, the trachea.
Trachea,
I don't
yeah.
think I've grown this either.
No, I have. I tell a lie. It's small and compact. It's about 20 centimetres.
Yeah, it's a small
Yeah.
one, only about 20 centimetres. Lovely summer colours that you're getting from it. Nice star-shaped blooms through it. I don't think I've grown it.
I've definitely grown iris many times. So you get
Definitely grown iris, definitely grown alliums.
And you get
Easy peasy, all of them.
20 of each of those, so 60 bulbs in total. But you do need to use that off code YGTV41 600396. And I should say, don't be shy about just buying from the show.
Excuse me.
The whole YouGarden website is there.
Yeah.
So this, maybe you're looking for bulbs, go and have a look at bulbs on there. Maybe looking for trees and shrubs, have a look at trees and shrubs. All I say is if you are buying other items on the website, you still need to put that offer code in.
That's right.
Yeah, so always put the offer code in, but check out the website. I mean, look, we're called YouGarden, gardening for everybody, because there are plants for everybody on here. So if you look at the that top banner, so you're looking for garden bulbs, garden flowers and plants, roses, trees and shrubs, fruit and veg, gardening essentials. Let's see what's in gardening essentials. Yeah, now I mentioned, now see, that's a good one. If you want to just get your order over £30, try Blooming Fast. It's our superior plant food. What else we got down there?
Pots.
Yeah, loads of pots. Look, something
Those
like
are pretty.
yeah, £7.99. Root grow, stroll shots, brilliant.
Got some manure, that's a really good one at this time of year. Or strulch, yeah, that's an excellent one. We love some
Yeah.
strulch. Great mulch for your garden, plus it'll keep the weeds down, plus it'll get rid of all the snails and the slugs. Nice way of keeping them away, makes your garden look neat and tidy, doesn't blow away. Brilliant, that one.
So, it's all we're saying is, don't be shy, put other things in your basket, but just make sure when you check out, you always put that offer code in, because that will give you the free promotions and the free bulbs. And do make sure you get your order to over £30. So you've got loads on there, which is brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah,
Great.
it's really good. So much to shop for. There's one of those tower planters. Root grow, that's a good one.
So I'm shopping here.
I know, me too.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd not looked at that section for a while.
Yeah, I love all the pots. The pots are beautiful.
Yeah,
and there's
so-
the windowsill propagator kit, actually. That's quite a good one, particularly for this time of year. If you're doing your seed sowing and you haven't got a greenhouse, like me, you can create your own little
Yeah, of
greenhouses on
course.
your windowsills. That's a really good one.
There's always a way.
Always a
There
way.
is.
Take over the conservatory like I have.
When we moved into our new house, the lounge wasn't done. It was literally a concrete floor with a fireplace, but the fire wasn't connected, and big sliding doors, and that was it, but underfloor heating. So I used it as a greenhouse for the first year. Jamie Parra, honestly, it was like... But I loved it.
Yeah.
And the seeds germinated like that. And
Yeah, really quickly.
because of the underfloor heating and all the lights. So there's always a way.
Always a way.
But I'm very lucky I've got a nice big greenhouse now, so no excuse for me. Right, on to one of your favourites,
I love
Bex,
this,
the Fatsia.
It's genuinely one of my favourites. It's genuinely one that I will be getting and putting into my border at home. Multiple reasons.
They are great, these.
You've got this, haven't you?
Yes, I've got
You've got
this,
this particular
Yeah,
variety
I
as
have.
well. So
Love
I
it.
love the variegated leaves on here. I think it's really, really interesting. I like that they're all a bit different as well. That I think it adds just that extra interest here. I love the way they have the baby ones start out and then they
looking
just
really
get
healthy.
bigger and bigger. It's so beautiful. It actually is happy in heavy clay. Woohoo! Yay! It doesn't mind a bit of shade, although you're definitely going to want a bit of sunshine getting to it in order to maintain that variegation on there. It'll grow to a decent size as well. We are talking 2.5 metres height and spread. That's what I want. There's a particular border. I want to cover that border, and I want to cover it with something that looks lush and that looks like, it looks like a holiday plant again, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I think these can look great in the corner of a garden, actually.
Yeah.
Really good. It's got a naturally lovely shape to the growth on this one.
Yeah, it's not one you have to prune and trim to create the
No,
shape. It
you
will
don't.
actually do it on its own, won't it?
Fully hardy. I'll be honest,
Excuse
mine
me.
did get a bit of a battering last winter. It's fine, but it did get a little bit of a battering. And a mature plant will actually flower as well.
Yeah, it does. It takes a few years, but a mature plant, you'll get flowers on there and you'll also get some berries on there as well. It produces kind of exotic, creamy white flowers and then purple berries as well. So really, this has got interest absolutely all year round. Happy in heavy clay, doesn't mind a bit of shade. Good size you're getting here. Evergreen. Always going to be looking out into your garden and have that luscious, healthy-looking plant out there. I think this is a winner all round.
I mean, look at that. It's a beautiful specimen as well.
Isn't it?
Yeah, straight from our nursery. We've literally, picked that from our nursery outside, and it is down by an extra £5 today. But
love that.
So my last factor that I had in my last garden was just I'm not going to say plain green, but it was just solid green. So the spider's web, I think, is lovely with the cream against the green. Really gorgeous.
It's been quite popular this week.
I
don't know if it's because I've made everybody spend loads of time on it because I love it so much. But it has been a nice popular one this week.
And that is 510910. But bearing in mind, if you buy that today, you're also going to get your free bulbs worth $9.99, and that's with every single order. Everyone seems to have got those today, which is brilliant. Now, the top seller today has yet again been the phenomenal Pansy Cool Wave. Buy 10, get 10 absolutely free. Do you know what? We just cannot recommend a pansy variety as much as this. This is for us, it is the most... Well, the highest performing pansy that you will ever come across. And the amount of flowers that you get on these, just ridiculous. Up to 9 months of flower. Just look at the quality of these and the root system as well. They've all been grown so well, haven't they?
They're very, very healthy plants, absolutely. And these have been potted on and grown on, which is why we call them the garden ready plug plants that we're talking about here, because they really are ready for you to pot out, right now. They can go into your hanging baskets, into your pots, into your borders, because even though this is a trailing variety that we've got here, this is wonderful to put into your borders as ground cover as well. They are the best trailing pansy that we know of. Please don't mistake these with some of the inferior varieties that you can buy, outside the supermarket and all the rest of it. These are ridiculously hardy, down to -25. They are long flowering. They'll give you up to 9 months worth of colour here. We're talking all the way through the winter months, right the way through to about May time. And Shaun, you were saying earlier, it's important to try and get these now, isn't it?
I think so. I've made the mistake of planting really, too far into the winter when it comes to winter bedding, like end of November time. Don't get me wrong, the plants have survived, but they've just not done a lot until spring because it's been too dark, too cold. So if you plant now, it just gives them that head start. And I planted mine about 3 weeks ago, and I've done 5 pots like this, and literally in 3 weeks, suddenly look at them. And that's only 3 weeks of growth.
I know, it's incredible,
isn't it? And I've got 3 plants in that. I could have got away with probably 2, maybe even 1, but I'm a bit impatient. But that's just in a few weeks.
It is beautiful.
Great,
and it's going to look even better. So these are going to trail over the edge as well, because your Pansy Cool Wave, they will reach about 30-40 centimetre drop on them. So this is going to be beautiful as it tumbles over the edge of these pots. Wonderful if you've got them in hanging baskets. And as I say, if you put them into the ground, because of that trailing aspect, you'll get gorgeous ground cover as well. And you're just going to get more and more flowers. You can kind of see where all the buds are going to come. There's loads of them on there. It's going to get covered.
For winter pot, the Benjamin that's got 3 plants in there, and you're going to get 20.
20.
And I've overplanted that, I have. You wait till a few more weeks next week.
You could have put 2 in.
I could have got 1 in there, but anyway. So if you want to go for those, it is buy 10, get 10 free. So flowering up to 9 months a year. Now, when it gets to summer, they will start to slow down. They'll be exhausted. They hate the heat. So you can either throw them away, and that's what a lot of people do. They treat them as an annual, but you don't have to. You could just literally chop them back, because they might start, once it gets summer, to look a bit bedraggled. You could chop them right down, put them in a cooler, shady place, and they'll come back again next year.
They will, yeah. They're quite clever, aren't they? You can get quite a lot out of these. But the biggest thing for me is that I'm getting colour and wonderful flowers, some of the happiest looking flowers through those winter months. They have a beautiful scent to them as well. But it's during those winter months when, you know, you can't get colour from many other plants in your garden. You can get them from these. Please don't think that gardening is done and that you're putting your garden to bed for winter. You don't have to. There is plenty that you can be doing over those winter months. And how lovely to have something to be able to get out into the garden for. You know, we have to encourage ourselves sometimes, particularly on those darker days, particularly on those colder days, to get outside. It is good for us.
It really is.
And having these kinds of plants in our garden, that's going to help us.
And I know that, you know, if you've got those maybe, and I know, you know, they look good now, but honestly, give them a few weeks and they're going to really, really take off. And we promise you that. And postage is included. Now, I don't know how much stock we've got, but I know we are really busy for those. So make sure you get them today. And
They've got to be running out soon, surely.
We've sold a lot. We
have.
We have sold a lot. And not just on the TV show, obviously our mail order business and things like that as well. 400-967. But it's lovely. So it's lovely that so many of you gone for that. It's a great choice.
Really good choice.
Really good choice.
I mean, look, there's loads that we're going for. There's loads we would recommend. But if there's one thing to add into your basket, it's got to be the pansy cool wave,
you
hasn't
just
it?
can't go wrong with those. I truly mean that. Now, also, don't forget, we have got the most incredible deal on our agapanthus. And this is a half-price offer today. And it's really big. You know, the point is, this is a big, mature agapanthus. It will already be several years old. If we were selling this when it was in full flower in summertime with flowers out up here, I reckon you could be charging in a garden centre £50-60.
Oh,
you know, if that was on this, you know, like garden centres are very clever, and you walk in and oh, what's that? So if this
I have to have it.
Yeah,
I have to
I've done
have
it. I've been there, done it. Bought the T-shirt. But if you buy it now, you are going to get a massive display next year.
Huge display, and not just one flower spike. You will get several flower spikes coming out of here. And it's all about those beautiful agapanthus flowers. They are such show-stopping flowers, and particularly on a specimen this big, that is going to be incredible. In fact, the flower spike that you'll get and the flower ball on the top of there, it's probably the size of a small football. That's how big that is going to be.
Agree.
And we love the, I mean, I do. I love the way that they open. It's like a firework. It looks like a firework midway through opening because you've got some buds ready to open, some that have already opened. And this is going to just multiply and naturalise and keep getting bigger and better for you. The perfect pot plant. Agapanthus likes its roots to be hugged, so this is fantastic to keep in a pot. But please don't think you have to. You can plant them out into borders. You can still create the illusion of roots being hugged in borders, can't you, Shaun?
You really can. So with mine, I just put them in a really sort of like tight area in the border where there was already a lot going on there, and they just kind of rise above it, you know.
Yeah. Sunny spot, you've got yours in?
Yes, totally.
Absolutely.
Because they're from Africa.
Yeah, African lily they are known as. So you definitely want to plant these in as much sun as possible. This is not one that you want to shoehorn into a shady spot. It won't give you the flowers. It won't look that good.
Well, we are delighted that so many of you have ordered today. Thank you so much. And don't forget, you can order after the show. That is not a problem whatsoever. Just always use the code YGTV41. That code will change next week, but that is a code for this Sunday. Now, something else that I've got in my garden is the pampas grass. And do you know what? Pampas grasses were really big for a while. You probably remember in the 70s and 80s. Then I think they lost a bit of popularity, and now like all the garden designers are putting pampas grasses in their displays. I do.
I think they've got a real beauty and elegance to them. I mean, they don't look like much right now. Of course they don't. But just let me go the other way.
But these are. I think.
Look at those.
These are the queens of the grasses, aren't they?
They are the absolute, top-notch ornamental grass for your garden. I think they are beautiful. The way that those feathery plumes move in the breeze, and you can see them all. They're out there now. Again, this is one that's of interest in your garden right now. It is a perennial. You should be planting it out now. It is going to give you the most beautiful display next year. Those feathery plumes, about July, don't they? They normally come out, August time. Right the way through to now, you will be seeing those all over the place.
I would say mine came out I'd say
maybe into August.
Yeah, late August. Yeah. I mean, it's end of summer, early autumn.
End of summer, but they are looking absolutely gorgeous into September and October, and they are just the most beautiful thing.
And when these get established and they produce many, many of the flowers, you can actually, if you just cut those off just before they go over and start to shed, you can dry them out. Most people hang them upside down in a greenhouse, something like that. And a big flower stem like that, you can actually see them for about £10 each sometimes in the garden centres.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of designers use displays of these in their collections.
Well, a mature plant as well is going to get loads of these. How old is yours? 2 years old?
Yeah, Christian,
I'm going to be 10 of them on
I'm going to be a pain, Christian. Christian's our director and I'm a pain. I just wonder if I've got a picture of the pampas in my garden because it's only been there 2 years. Last year it didn't do a lot. This year it did that.
Yeah.
And do you know what? I kept living it. I mean, that's 2 years old, and I just love it. It's in a really sunny spot there, and what it does that corner was quite harsh of the patio.
Yeah, it just softens that edge off, doesn't it?
But you do need a big space for pampas.
You do, yeah. I mean, they can reach those plumes, those feathery plumes up at the top. We're talking maybe even up to 4 meters in height once they get going. And the base of it is going to spread by 2.5 meters. I mean, you can trim it back, you can maintain the size of it slightly, but it's not a small plant, no. So you are going to need to dedicate some space for it. Now, we are selling this as a three of them. If you don't have space for 3 of them, please don't worry. Give one to somebody as a gift.
That's what we did because I bought some more.
You bought some, didn't you? You bought the pink ones, and bless him, he's given me one. So I gave you a.
You gave me an
aloe vera in return.
So I love that about gardening. I love swapping, don't you? Yeah.
Definitely.
Swapping, sharing, giving, wonderful. But we are doing 3 of those today for £14.97. 561153.
Lovely.
Now, really important, if you've got a basket open right now and you're not quite at £30, this is the deal of the day when it comes to bulbs. And I mean that 100%. You are not going to find a better deal on bulbs on our website than this. And it is the complete spring flowering bulb collection. 300 bulbs for £9.99. It works out less than 4p a bulb. Now, when you look at the collection, it is complete because it's going to take you right from February time into May. Even
maybe in
June. Yeah, maybe in June. Yeah.
The alliums will probably be going into June, these particular ones. Absolutely. And you're getting 300 bulbs. That works out at less than 4p per bulb, particularly when you add in that code YGTV41. We're going to add in another 60 bulbs from our summer flowering collection, absolutely free of charge as well.
Now, we're looking at the tulips. That's a mixed collection, 30 of those.
Yeah.
Then the Iphion.
Yeah, getting 80 of those. March, May time they're going to flower.
Allium Molly.
Yeah, the yellow ones. May, June time they'll flower, about 50 centimetres in height. They're absolutely stunning, nice, strong and sturdy.
More alliums.
Yeah, the Neapolitanum, these ones. May, June time again, about 40 centimetres in height.
They're nice, the white ones
I like
there.
those.
Crocus, you're going to get 15 of those.
Yeah, those are the earliest flowering ones, about February, March, reaching about 20 centimetres in height. Back to the Iphion there, aren't we?
Well, you do get 80 of those, so it's worth seeing them twice.
Worth seeing them again. And the one we haven't talked about is the miniature daffs that you're going to get in there
and
as well.
And the Muscari as well.
Oh, Muscari. I love these, the grape hyacinths. Absolutely beautiful, nice and compact, about 20 centimetres, but they just keep flowering. They just keep coming back every single year. They multiply, and you can get a carpet of Muscari, and then they just die back down underground. I love those.
I mean, what an amazing... I don't know how... Peter, who's our head gardener, I do not know how he's managed to get that, but look, it's on offer today. I'll be honest, I think we've got thousands of them, so the price, £9.99. We are, we're really selling huge quantities of those here on YouGarden. 630050. A lovely collection. As it works out just under 4p a bulb. For club members, you'll get those for under £9, won't you? Which is amazing.
That's great, isn't it?
Yes. Now, we've also got for you
geranium.
Yeah, our bare root geraniums.
Yeah, geranium and Potentella. Festival mix. And it is
bright,
a festival.
Isn't it? Yeah, you know.
It's a definite festival of colour that we're talking about here, and you're getting 6 of the bare roots included. So 3 of the geranium, 3 of the potentilla mix. Honestly, the colours are just fantastic.
And we saw the geraniums earlier that were $12.99 each, the Roseanne, brilliant.
Yeah.
But actually, if you buy a bare root, it just works out. I mean, this works out £2.50 a plant.
Well done.
Yeah.
I can't do that maths.
Well, your maths was good earlier. It's fading.
Thanks.
It's fading now.
I'm losing the plot now. Yeah, £2.50 each for the bare roots. Now let's talk about these. These are winter hardy. Come to you with that guarantee from us here at YouGarden. So if they fail to thrive, you can get in touch with us, and you can, and we will then replace them free of charge. You're not going to need it because these are incredibly sturdy and hardy plants. Long flowering, May through to October. Tolerant of most soil types as well. So, you know, if you've got some pretty poor soil, probably not going to have too much of a problem here. Low maintenance, hassle-free. They naturalise as well, so they get bigger and better for you every single year. But it's all about that long-lasting interest in your garden, May all the way through to October time. Borders, pots, doesn't matter. Definitely want to plant them in sunshine, as much sunshine as you can. They'll cope with a bit of shade. It's not going to be a problem if it's part shady, but as much sun as you can give them. And bare roots represent, as Shaun said, incredible value for money. You haven't paid for somebody's time and for the materials of them being grown on, potted on, watered and looked after. They also, bare roots tend to give you better plants in the long run because you don't suffer with any kind of transplant shock. They're in their position from where you plant them, and that means that you get better, healthier plants in the long run generally.
So that is a lovely collection, isn't it? But as Bex just said, they are really easy to grow. What we're going to be doing going forwards, there's loads of plans with YouGarden and YouGarden TV.
There are.
There's going to be a lot more content on our website, so lots of hints and tips and demonstrations. We're also working with other partners. We'll tell you about that a little bit later on, but very exciting. But we've got a little video now to give you an idea of some of the content that we're going to be showing you more of going forward. And here's Bex out in our nursery, our wonderful 11-acre nursery, showing how easy it is to plant a bare root.
Now is an excellent time to be planting out your bare roots, but if you aren't quite sure what to do with them, then stay tuned. We have some fabulous deals on bare roots here at YouGarden, and I'm here to show you how to make the most of them. Now we're ready to plant out our bare root. There are a few guidelines that you should follow. Each plant will have its own specific rules and needs depending on what it is, but here's some general guidelines. The first one is you really do need to unpack the plant and get it planted out as soon as possible after receiving it. These are in a dormant state right now, but what we don't want is for those roots to completely dry out, which is why it's important to plant it out as quickly as possible. You're going to need a pot if you're planting into a pot. They can easily go into the ground as well, but we're doing it into a pot today. The size of the pot very much depends on the eventual size of the plant. We very much recommend that you use our premium professional compost because it's going to give your plant the absolute best start in life. And then what you're going to need is a bowl or a jug or something in order to put water in and soak that bare root. You need to soak it for at least an hour, but I would recommend at least 3 or 4 if you can, or even overnight. So now it's time to get our hands dirty. And what we're going to do is take our bare root. You can see where the new growth is on this one. We're going to plant it with that new growth level with the top of the pot. So I'm going to make a hole in the compost deep enough to accommodate these roots. And then I'm going to start filling that hole with this wonderful premium professional compost. As I go, just firming that soil into place, holding those roots nice and secure. And that is it. We'll just water that in. And as far as looking after this is concerned, we'll keep an eye on it. We'll water it every now and then, and we'll look forward to that new growth in the spring.
Oh, that was you out in our nursery.
Thank God I'm not wearing the same top. I often wear that one, so I'm pleased I'm not wearing it.
Well, we're also just going to go back to, if you want the geraniums and the Pontantilla Festival mix there, 580-039-1499. Right, there's been loads of you. We showed you this at the beginning of the show. We have got to go back to it quite urgently, actually, because you've absolutely adored it. I agree. We knew this would be a top seller today. So you are going to get 2 of the gorgeous pots. Now, they do come with this fabulous kind of bird design, okay? So it's like a bird trellis. If you don't like that, so I love it, but if you don't like it, it just comes off and you can use it as a regular pot, okay? So the choice is yours. You're going to get 2 of those. You are going to get 100 tete-a-tetes, and these are the smaller, more compact variety as well, and they're really big, high-quality bulbs. Not being funny, you probably only want 20 in each of those, max.
Yeah.
Maybe even a 15, actually, but 15 to 20. And we are going to give you 20 litres of our premium compost.
That's in the black bag there.
So the deal today is a half-price deal. It's only $21.96. Now, I don't want you to pay that postage. There is $6.99 postage because obviously the weight of the compost, the pots, the size of everything. But if you get 1 item in your basket that'll take it over £30, we'll take off the $6.99 postage. So, you know, really worth adding 1 extra item and getting your basket to over £30. Bex, I think this is an amazing deal.
I love it when we bring you the bundles because generally, excuse me, what the bundles represent is just incredible value for money. I don't know how we do it because the individual components obviously come to way more, but when we do this bundle, you are getting just the best value for money. What you get from this is 2 beautiful spring-planted pots.
Yeah.
And then they're not just boring old pots. You've got this wonderful added interest with the bird trellis going on over the top there as well. They're so pretty. I think this is a wonderful gift to give to somebody as well. You could just give them the individual components so they can do it themselves, which would be very nice, or you could plant it up for them, particularly if somebody's just moved into a house.
But I'm thinking, if you planted this up now, you could actually give one of these away for Mother's Day potentially.
Absolutely.
You know?
There you go, mum and mother-in-law sorted.
Because
that's a good idea. I might do that.
Yeah.
I might do that, mum, mother-in-law. I hope you're not watching. I might just do that this year.
But I'm not funny. You've only paid, you know, it works out less than £12 each for these. No, that's less than £11 each. Yeah. And you're going to have loads of extra bulbs left because you're only going to need, I would say, 20 max in there, probably 15.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. You're probably even going to have a bit of compost left as well.
Just plant them up now, keep them in your garden, and then when it and you could put a lovely ribbon around here, make it look all pretty.
But that is a really good deal,
that's
isn't it?
really good. And then every year they will have those daffodils that come up, and every year they'll be thinking, I've got the best son. Yeah. I got the best daughter-in-law.
I just honestly, the value on this, if you buy it individually, it's nearly £44, but it's a brand new deal on today's show at £21.96. And so I reckon with the bulbs, I mean, these are the compact variety. They're a good sized bulb, but they'll grow 7 to 10 inches. Spacing is about 4 to 6 inches. So yeah, you'd only need, I'd say, maximum of 20 bulbs in each container. So you're still going to have 60 bulbs left for any of the pots, containers, beds, borders, hanging baskets. So the actual height of the flowers is only about 7 to 10 inches. So a really nice compact variety. And you're going to get multiple heads because these are tete-a-tetes, so head to head, lots of lovely little heads, gorgeous flowers. And the compost you get is our premium professional compost, by the way. So it isn't a black bag, but it's the same professional compost that we bring you. But that's a really great deal on that one, and selling really quickly today at 201203 at £21.96. And if you do want some extra compost today, because I know a lot of you are out about in the garden, repotting things, putting together hanging baskets, winter collections of pots and containers, we have got 100 litres of that compost for just £24.98.
Yeah, always a popular seller, and that's because you've tried it and you've tested it. And we used to get so many people emailing and writing in and sending us their pictures and showing us their amazing results. It does bring amazing results. It gives you green fingers. It turns you into a professional gardener, and that is because this is the compost that the nursery uses. The nursery is a business of growing plants plants. If they can't grow plants, they're not in business.
No.
Shaun and I don't get to be here and talk to you about plants, but they ensure success by one of the things they do is that they use this compost. It is filled with amazing ingredients. It creates this wonderful texture that allows roots to grow, to breathe, to form really strong root bases. The strong root base, as opposed to a standard compost, that is what's going to help our plants get bigger and better, give us bigger, better flowers, more bumper fruits, fruits and crops of fruits and things. Deal with differing weather conditions. Deal with any pests and diseases that might be out there. We've got composted wood fibre, we've got slow release fertiliser, we've got wetting agent, we've got lime to balance out the pH, seeds through to trees, anything in between. The only thing you can't put in here would be your rhododendrons, camellias, azaleas, blueberries, anything that likes
an ericaceous compost.
An ericaceous compost, that's it.
So I just love this compost.
It
I really
smells
do,
good,
yeah.
doesn't it?
And
feels good.
And I want to say thank you to everyone that's checking out the baskets, by the way, as well. I know a lot of you do. You watch the whole show and you check out at the end. Free postage and packaging on all orders over £30 today.
Hello, Hazel. Hello, Jill.
Yes, they watch us on YouTube, I believe.
Hey. And we've got some on Facebook. It's lovely to have your company. Please come and join us. We're here every week.
We're pleased to say it's called audience retention, but the average viewer does watch a lot of the show. Actually,
yeah,
we're pleased to say,
Ooh, 50 odd minutes is what I'm hearing right now.
So that's great. Yeah, because a lot of you obviously you tune in and out, but yeah, it's good. Yeah,
it's wonderful.
Yeah.
What? I'm going to destroy the set.
Yeah.
But it is beautiful to have your company, and I appreciate you're not going to sit there for the full 4 hours.
Well, some of you do.
Some people.
My mum does.
Does she? Morning, Carol.
Yeah, it's afternoon now.
Oh, afternoon, Carol.
She's been there since the morning.
How are you?
She'll be fine. She loves watching.
She have a cup of tea, or is she coffee girl?
Both actually.
Oh, there you go.
She's probably a glass of wine by now, man.
Good girl, Carol.
Sunday afternoon.
Good girl.
She might have a small with this. She does sometimes have a small glass of the Sunday
Why
lunch.
not?
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
Right.
I'll be doing that myself when I get home, Carol.
My mum's like, well, I'm retired and it's Sunday and I'm having a Sunday lunch.
Why not?
Only small one, bless her. Right, also that wisteria, which is the Amethyst Falls. We're doing a deal on this. It's a buy one for $24.99. Get a second one for just £5. And this is a wonderful type of wisteria. It's more compact.
Yeah.
It flowers in its first year, so you're not going to be waiting several years once you bought this. This will flower next spring. But also, you often get a second flush and flourish, don't you?
Oh, yes, you do. Okay, so I've got a couple of wisteria, one I've had for a few years. I always get a second flush with that. I've planted out wisteria Amethyst Falls just earlier on this year, I think it was early June I planted it. The foliage is luscious and glorious. It was this size when I bought it. It is so beautiful, but it is all about those flowers, isn't it? And this is what we adore about wisteria.
Yeah.
It just creates the most gorgeous kind of, they look like bunches of grapes, don't they, that dangle from this foliage here. It looks very desirable, you always see those lovely stone cottages.
Yeah, you often get wisteria envy, don't you? When you drive past a house and it's covered in a wisteria, you always say, oh, I wish I had one of those.
I wish I lived in that house.
I know.
That's what I always think, absolutely. Yeah, it is really nice and compact as well, or certainly it stays that way in its early years. After then, yes, it might get a bit bigger, but it responds quite well to pruning. And actual fact, because I've obviously been reading up on wisteria, because I've had one for a few years, it does help. It encourages more blooms to come through. So there's a couple of times a year you'll prune that and cut off the kind of whippy growth, and it does encourage those blooms to come through. Very easy to look after, totally winter hardy, not one that needs a lot of mollycoddling, just a bit of pruning, bit of watering.
And it was originally grown in America, this one, wasn't
Correct,
it?
yes. It's an American variety. It grows very well over here though.
And that is 550238. Now also, one of the other really popular choices today on YouGarden TV has been the Nepeta.
Oh, and
this is the Six Hills Giant. You get buy one, get 2 free. So it's the best deal today. Buy 1, get 2
Brilliant
free.
deal.
Gorgeous perennial, this one, isn't it?
Lovely perennial. I mean, that works out. It's £3.33 an item. It is absolutely gorgeous. It is winter hardy. It has the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit. It is also known as catnip or catmint because cats adore it, which is why I'm encouraging Shaun to buy it and try it.
I'm going to try because I've got a cat and. I mean, he's spoilt already, but yeah, let's see.
Well, why not spoil him a bit more? That's what it's all
Yes.
about, isn't it? We get these animals in our life and we spoil them rotten. So I think you should do that. Give Teddy a little treat. Definitely.
More
Low
treats.
maintenance plant, long flowering perennial. June through to October is when you will get those lovely flowers. In fact, it has got a scent to it. It is called catmint. There is something of a minty smell to the foliage that you've got on there as well. And it's really attractive to wildlife. Bees and things are going to love this as well
Smells
as
really nice.
hummingbirds, as well as your cats. It does smell good, doesn't it? Yeah. It's not full on mint. There's just a minty, it's kind of sweet mint, isn't it? It's lovely.
So I'm just giggling because this sounds really. I'm just imagining my cat watching right now. Like, cause I put on a cat film the other day because he'd not been out all day. And it was destroying the lounge, shredding the curtains kind of thing. So I put on a cat film. And it worked.
It worked.
It's like sat there, he is going watching these birds and
Oh my
it actually
word.
really worked. He sat there for ages until he realised they weren't real. But it was quite funny to watch. But anyway,
it smells good, doesn't it?
It does smell good, yeah.
It's got a lovely scent to it.
Don't forget, one final time, free P&P when you spend over £30. We honestly don't know if that promotion is running next week, but it is running live right now this Sunday. And the other thing you need to do is put in the offer code, which is YGTV41. That will give you all the extra promotions that are currently running as well. But we've only got about 10 minutes left, I'm hearing.
Not long.
I know. But I want to say, just before we do run out of time, thank you so much to each and every one of you for watching, for joining. Loads happening with YouGarden, big plans over the next 12 months. But
many.
But they're already a huge nursery, and they actually dispatch and deliver millions of plants every year. So you are in very, very safe hands. Where do you want to go, Bex?
Viola sorbet jump up mix next. This is you get 20 of these garden ready plants included here.
20?
We adore the Viola sorbet jump up mix.
That's good for $12.98, isn't it?
It's really good.
Yeah.
So this is, your winter flowers, just like your pansy cool wave, basically. But what these are the nice sort of upright versions. Slightly smaller flowers than your pansy cool wave, very similar in the way that they look. But look at that display in a pot like that. They're going to stand upright, only reaching about 20 centimetres in height. So this is wonderful. They're going to withstand winter weather quite happily. Lovely happy faces that you have on here. A beautiful colour mix as well included. I really do adore these, and I think if you are going for your pansy cool wave, you can go for these as well because they'll work hand in hand with each other.
And I love the fact that you've got so many different types of faces on those pansies. Lots of different colours, and lots of them are dual coloured or triple coloured. They're gorgeous, they really are. And I know that they will really brighten your winter up in your garden.
They will.
Yeah, of course they will. The other bestseller today, in fact the top seller on the show, has been your pansy cool wave, and these are the trailing ones, so they will gently trail and cascade. They will flower up to 9 months, so that will take you into May next year. They are fully hardy. I mean, God, minus 25.
Minus 25.
If it gets that cold, we are going to be really in a mess, aren't we?
I am not leaving the house if that happens.
No.
Right, so we call these the best trailing pansy ever, and we do stand by that statement. They are absolutely incredible for all of those reasons. They gently trail and cascade beautifully. They are winter hardy down to minus 25. You have a gorgeous colour mix of flowers going on, with glorious shades in there. Vigorous trailer. It's a bit of a breeding breakthrough to mean that you get better performance in your hanging baskets. 9 months worth of colour, plus it's a buy one, get one free. Or should we say, buy 10, get 10 free. There's a pack of 10 and you get the other 10 free as well. And they are just going to keep getting better and better and better for you.
And I planted mine about 3 weeks ago, and that shows that's 3 weeks of growth, and that looks so nice, doesn't it?
Yeah. So
And you can just see they're beginning to just trail over the sides, aren't they?
I bought the little plugs, you know, the pro
really
plugs.
nice.
They're tiny ones like this, and they need growing on and potting on. So I did that on my windowsill in the conservatory, and then I planted them out into the hanging basket just on Monday this week. The difference in them between Monday and Sunday is absolutely incredible, because the growing conditions right now are just perfect.
I just love that. I
They
really
are
do.
pretty.
Yeah.
Really,
and there's
really
3
pretty.
in there. I could have got away with 1 actually, probably, or 2 at a push, but I've got 3
Well,
in
yeah,
there.
we say they're going to reach about 40 by 40, you know, sort of spread and drop. So, yeah, 1 in there would have been absolutely fine. You just would have been waiting a bit longer for it to fill out. But, you know, it doesn't matter.
They're on a wall outside my lounge, and I just love looking at them all lined up. Anyway, really well done if you're going for those. Don't forget, you will get your free gift as well, which are the summer flowering bulbs, and I've lost them again, Bex, but you will get...
Oh, I don't know what you've done with it this time.
No, I don't.
No idea. Just put it somewhere.
I've got it. No, I've got it.
Hey,
Yay!
he's found it.
Just find it. I know some of you might just be checking out your baskets. Don't forget, put the offer code in, YGTV41, and then you'll get all the promotions, and you'll get your free gift, that fantastic 60 summer flying bulb selection as well. Right, also been really popular, the Rigaron.
We've got the Rigaron over
yes.
there, Do you want to go to it?
Yeah. Yeah, come on, join us.
Then, let's see it. Yeah,
We've
Rigaron's
still got energy Bex, haven't we? I have, anyway.
This one has been really popular, and we wax lyrical about this one, don't we? Because it is absolutely fantastic. Garden ready for sure. I mean, these really do want to be planted out. Look at those roots. Nice, healthy white roots that you've got on there as well. That really does show you the health of these plants. Get them planted out now and stop the weeds, right, Shaun?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I live in a fairly new garden, and it was a building site, you know. I had a house built, and the rest of the garden was a building site. Lots of areas of just brown earth, and this honestly covered a whole area.
Yeah.
And the thing is, that area was just getting loads of weeds, because you know if you've got a gap in your garden, the weeds will take advantage and grow there. So if you want easy gardening but you want a sea of colour, then go for this. So we've got the details of the Pansy Cool Wave on the screen, which is 400967. $14.99, loads of you going for the buy one get one free. And here's the Rigaron Sea of Blossom garden ready plants, half price today. And they will die down a bit in the winter, don't panic, because they'll just come back in the spring and flower and spread and spread.
Yeah, and you get those lovely shades on there, the white and the pink and the blush bits in between. I mean, you know, it's a great filler and it's a great weed suppressant, but it is beautiful in its own right as well. Look at that. That sea of blossom is so pretty. Put them in a pot on their own as well. That will look absolutely stunning.
And don't forget, we've got that amazing deal on our fruit trees today as well. We've got an apple tree for $12.99. You can go on the website and find that. But the pear's been a bit more popular. And $12.99. And it's the conference pear, which that is actually the most popular, I would say, eating pear in the UK,
yeah,
isn't
I mean,
it?
you can cook with it as well, no problem. But yes, it is the most popular pear. And the fruit trees that we bring you, they're grafted onto dwarfing rootstock. So these are only going to reach about 2.5 metres in height and spread, which means that you can grow them in your own garden very, very easily. We have got the heavy duty pots on the show as well. If you want to put it into a pot, it will live quite happily in there for several years. But these are going to last you for decades if you really want them to. And you'll be picking pears from here year after year after year.
They could potentially save you hundreds of pounds every lifetime.
I say, if you love pears, for sure.
Yeah.
And I love Grow Your Own. I love taking the kids on that journey, on a Grow Your Own journey as well. Let them see where their food comes from.
Yeah. It's so true.
Yeah.
I hope everyone has some kind of fruit and veg grown in their garden, no matter how big or small. Now, we also want to remind you, we've got the most amazing brand new bundle for you. You might have missed this at the beginning of the show. You're going to get 2 of the planters with the bird trellis. You're going to get 100 tete-a-tetes, and they're the mini ones, so around about 7 to 10 inches. And then you're going to get all of your compost to plant these, 20 litres of our professional compost. Right, so what price are you thinking that's going to be? For 2 pots with a trellis and the compost and 100 tete-a-tetes. Well, let me show you. 21.96.
Hey!
I know, it's really good.
But I mean, you know,
By the way, those are supposed to come off.
they are supposed to.
The idea
Which
is
is what I was showing you.
you did it very elegantly,
Thanks
Bex.
very much.
But honestly,
They just clip into place.
Yeah.
There's some holes on the side here, so you'll clip them into place. Or if you don't want if you don't want the trellis on there, you can remove it and just have it as a pot on its own. I like that added bit of interest with that on there, particularly when you think your daffs are going to sit in the middle of there with the compost, and it's just going to frame them absolutely beautifully.
Yeah.
I love what Shaun was saying. Actually, buy this now.
Hang on, Bex, let me just give that
Go
a
on, you play with it.
You've got to do it on the firm surface.
Buy this
that's all.
now and plant them up. You've got the compost included. You've got more daffs than you could possibly need. Plant them up, keep them, and then when it comes to Mother's Day next year, you've got a gift each for mum and one for mum-in-law as well. Plus, you're going to have loads of daffodils left over for you to put into your garden.
I reckon you'd only put maximum of 20 in each of those, so you're going to have 60 of the tete-a-tetes left over. You'll even have some compost left over as well. They work at £11 each.
I am
Amazing
doing
value.
that. I think that's a great idea
Thank
for a Mother's
you.
Day present. Well
See?
done. A good idea.
See, I'm sometimes full of good ideas.
You
Bex.
are full of
right,
good ideas.
We are out of time, so don't forget, you can order after the show. You can buy anything else on the YouGarden website. Just always put that code in your basket, YGTV41. We are going to be back on Wednesday at 10 o'clock till 1 and 2 till 4 on the same on Thursday.
That's
and
right.
I think we've got a different free gift next week.
I think
yes.
so. They did send the list through and I can't remember.
Yeah, I've not seen it yet. So
it's exciting.
But we'll leave you details of the Pansy Cool Wave, a garden ready bestseller today, 400967. Bex thoroughly enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was good fun, wasn't it?
It was great fun.
Should we do it all again?
It always is good fun in the potting shed. And a big thank you to Christian, our amazing
Well done,
director,
Christian.
as well.
You've done a great job.
And the biggest thank you goes to all of you wonderful people out there. Thank you so much. So for myself, Shaun Ryan.
Bex with an X, Edwards.
We'll see you. Tune in on Wednesday at 10 o'clock. And if you can't join us, stream us live a little bit later on. Take care.